Discretion is advised.
If you just know you're that girl,
yeah,
you just have no choice but to be that girl. And I feel like I'm that girl.
What if you don't wake up feeling like that girl? How do you be that girl?
You need to go back to sleep and wake back up again so you can feel like that girl.
There you have it, child. That's why I feel like I'm the T. I feel like I'm the T because I work at being the T. Like, no shade. I'm not the T just because a bunch of bitches like me and live for me because we all homegirls. I'm the T because I'm the motherfucking T. And that's just sad. I mean, that's just what it is. People legit in the world love to live for foolishness. Love to live for foolishness. You love to live for your bald head homegirl that just bald head whole shit. It's clear that I'm working at being the C, so girl, let me be the C. Like, give me that, give me my flowers.
Blogger of the year.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, and the winner is Sissy Pie! What's up, Sissy
Hello everyone, honey, and welcome back to the channel, bitch. If you haven't had a chance to do so by now, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, because we all know that sharing is caring, honey, as God. And to go a step further, please tap the notification bell. That way that ass will be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new, girl, okay? Welcome everybody into the chat. Y'all came early. I said, girl, black folks coming early? Child, stop it, I say. Okay, I know that's right. And I know why y'all are here, honey. Hello, God, our special guest, honey. Yes. Our special guest brings the rains, honey, brings the storms, honey, brings the sunshine, girl, brings the community together, bitch. So that's exactly what I'm here for. That's what my platform itself is about. Yes, God, honey. And hopefully you guys are being blessed and never stressed, honey, okay? And enjoying this fine Thursday evening, girl, okay? And again, I do appreciate you guys kicking it with me, and we're going to get into some things, okay? For those of you that know about my platform, you know how I do when it comes to interviewing, bitch, okay? Yes, I'm here for it. And all the new people coming through, all the people that's here to support TTV, honey, I definitely appreciate you guys. And yes, girl, okay? For those of you that don't know, honey, I am the judge, okay? And this is my courtroom where I serve truth and justice, bitch. Anybody who comes in and that shows love and that is here, hallelujah, you are considered my jury members, bitch. But again, I'm the judge, all right? And I'm the executioner, honey, okay? My rulings are absolute and they are final, all right? Yes. Getting back into my interview bag, child. Again, welcome to another in-depth interview, child. I like to call them more conversations because I feel like we really get into the minutia things about whoever I'm interviewing. And I believe that TTV, again, I'll say it, I've said it time and time again, I think it's amazing to see someone come. Of course, he'll hear all this again. Amazing to see someone come into the space so fast and just sweep the children, girl. You would have thought it was hurricane season year round, bitch. The girls are at the grocery store snatching all their TTV products, girl. Hello, God. Okay. Getting their things, getting their life. All times of the night. I work overnight, bitch. And I'm telling you right now, I have joined many lives on the platform, girl. I have been privy to a lot of conversations, even when I don't get in the chat or get up on the panel myself. Girl, like I listen and the girls are up. Y'all girls be up from all corners of this here earth, girl. So that is why we're here today, because I definitely wanted to spotlight TTV. I definitely wanted to give him his flowers. And, you know, that again, that's why we're here, girl. Okay. So thank you guys for coming through and being part of this momentous occasion. Can you all hear me pretty well? I'm in a, you know, it's my second time being in this particular space. My room just seems so stuffy, girl, you know? Yes. What's up, Chat Cat? What's up, Boo? Jace? What's T? Belize? Hello. I also would like to This is a message for my moderators out there. Anybody who has a wrench, if you see a wrench, that means you are a moderator, girl, which means you have the power, bitch, of truth and justice. And what I want you guys to do, because a couple of interviews I've done so far, there have been a lot of raggedy ass bitches in the chat. Trolls, we call them trolls, we call them bots, we call those niggas and bitches with nothing left to do but watch all of the episodes of 600-Pound Life because they too relate. Hello, God. They are sad, they are mad, they are depressed and lonely, girl, and they have nothing else better to do but to try to rain on somebody else's parade. So if you are a moderator, girl, and you know who you are, I want you, the first sign of a raggedy ass bitch, I want you to get out your motherfucking snipers, girl, and I want you to pew with a quickness. There will be no disrespect tolerated in this bitch at all. Hello, God. You will be, the bailiffs will get you the fuck up out of here. And that's on period, bitch. Okay. Now, time to get professional, girl. Okay. Yes, and I do have a filthy mouth. So the girls that don't like that, girl, pish posh applesauce, girl. It is what it is, girl. It just is tea. All right, girl. So I'm very humbled to introduce my guest, honey. The man, honey, the voice of the amazing, most talked about. Okay, and let us not forget, honey, award-winning media platform, especially in the space that is needed the most, which is our very own LGBTQI plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 community, girl. I introduced to you in the words of Troy from Chasing Atlanta, coined by the cat's meow himself, girl. None other than the voice of TTB himself. Welcome, welcome to the platform. How are you?
Honey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. It looks a little lagged, but it's coming in now.
Okay, I'm over here triggered, bitch. My partner, he's burning food right now.
Oh,
So there's smoke all over the living room area, so I had to move over here. And it just triggers me, dog. I'm over here like coughing and going through it, bitch. But yes, I'm here.
yes, hon, here queer. Hello, I'm trying to be everywhere. So again, everybody make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing to my platform as well as the voice of TTV's platform. But I'm quite sure everybody in this bitch today has already, that's why they're here. They know who you are, bitch. Okay, and they're here to help in celebration of you as well. All right. Yes.
Shout out to the cousins in the chat. Hi, cousins.
Yes, God.
Honey, what's going on, YB? What you want to talk to me about, Steve? Huh?
Child, you want me to be transparent with you?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So the catalyst for this idea that I had was you did a live not too long ago addressing some issues that you were having in your camp. And it made me realize something. Yes, you're award winning. Yes, you are revered in these YouTube streets and all of the other social media streets as well. I wanted to spotlight you. I felt like you are an interesting person, and everyone knows that is my coin name to give to anybody who I want to have on this platform and have in-depth conversations with. But I find you interesting because you're almost like an enigma to the community, but also it triggers something. We have to give flowers where flowers are due. Even amongst fuck shit, even amongst arguments, even amongst the mess and the mayhem that can go on between people in these spaces, right. It triggered me, and I was like, you know what? I would love to have you on here, and I would love to have an interview. And it's also unheard of for another content creator to sit with another commentator, content creator, and have these concepts. Usually we reach out to, web reality stars or, well, child, you know how I feel about that word.
Cast members, darling.
The cast members, girl, and the producers and the people that work in those realms. But rarely do you ever see content creator really just interviewing. Yeah, we'll join panels and have conversations, but to really get in depth with that person, because we don't really reveal much depending on what kind of platform you have. And I feel like just bits and pieces of things that you've said over the time that I've gotten to know you and your platform, you say some really deep things and you never really press the gas on it, I think, for the reasons I named before. But I wanted to see if I can peel back those layers. And because of the massive... And because of the massive presence that you have in the LGBT community, I think there will be a plethora of people that will walk away with not only just a deeper understanding of you, but the kind of relatability that you also have in your life as well. Yes, God, honey.
I'm so sorry. I hear you and I appreciate it. And you know, YB, you know how I feel about you. Like the first time we had a conversation, it was like 3 hours. We spoke for 3 hours on the phone. I don't like talking to people on the phone. Like
Yeah,
I'll talk to my mom for a good 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, girl, I love you, man. I gotta go. We spoke for 3 hours, honey. And I knew you was the shit then. I said, oh, I can talk to him. So yeah, whatever you want to ask me, darling, just, you know. But again, like I told you, I am triggered by this smoke. So bear with me, guys. You guys know I have a health condition, okay? So I'm going through it, bitch.
What was burned, by the way? Can I ask the important question?
Yes, okay, so he's baking pork chop. The pork chops are not burned, but okay. The oven wasn't cleaned out properly because I guess like from the night before we had like barbecue chicken, it dripped down. So we should have cleaned the oven first because you know that's burning and smoke is everywhere.
Are the pork chops safe and secure? Will they be okay for dinner?
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Child, I'm telling you, I may be losing weight, but I'm still a fat bitch at heart. I don't eat pork anymore like that. But honey, I was just talking to my brother the other day about fried pork chops and how I really miss cooking them. But
but yes, anyway, I'm an open book. So whatever you want to dive into, darling, I'm here to answer your questions. You know.
All right, I'm very pleased to hear that. Another reason why I also reach out to other people because like I love the idea of full transparency. I love the idea of going in depth and probably pulling things out of people that no one has before, which is what I loved about Miss Barbara Walters and why I coined her as my idol in this game because, honey, Barbara Walters has touched everybody, bitch. She has been everywhere and she's not ashamed to ask the questions. And I feel like I'd like to emulate that and potentially, you know, in time, do better than that. Amen.
Wait, hold on. This is not triggering you, right? Because I put it out.
Oh, no, you're fine. No, you're good. Okay. You're good. I have this thing where I don't know. I do this a lot, like when I'm craving.
Yeah.
And I've almost rubbed the fucking skin off my fingers because of it. But
right. Yeah, because you know I'm in your house right now, so I'm trying to respect the rules. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Oh no, honey, child! You heard what I said earlier. It goes down over here. You can do whatever, say whatever. There's nothing off limits here. If I expect that from my guests, I want people to expect that when they come on the platform too. Like there, you know, you've seen some of my videos, child. You know I don't mind touching on the nails of life. Okay, so as I don't know if you watched any of my previous interviews and how I do this, but I like to always go back because I feel like going back, we get to learn more of who you are and why you are right now. And then moving to the future and all the journeys that are in between that as well. So I'd like to throw this all the way back before TTB Network. Now, you can answer this question or not. I've never actually asked anybody this question, but I'm going to ask you this question. TTB, your name?
My real name?
Yeah.
Like my government name? Oh, no, you're not getting that. But I will... I'll let you guys know. You guys can call me Eli. My friends call me Eli.
Okay. Yeah. I know that's right. I love Eli. The Book of Eli. My nephew's name is Elijah, so I call him Ellie for short.
Yeah, all my friends they call me Eli. They all call me Eli because when I moved down south, I don't like my real name. So it's not like a up online thing. I just don't like my real name. You know, it's a very white man name, and I'm very pro black. You know what I'm saying? So when I moved down south, they were like, "What's your name?" And I was just like, "Eli." You know, it's not, but so they've all just been calling me Eli ever since. So that's just what I ran with it.
Okay, yeah, I know when I first started this, like it was yes, bitch, and then I changed it to YB for to be less vulgar, child. But I intended it, and I used to wear sunglasses and all this shit to like disguise myself because I the type of job I had at the time, I just didn't want anybody. I was so new to the space, I didn't want anybody because girl, they were doxing back then, and they still kind of do it now, and so I was very fearful of like revealing my true identity. And a lot of people still don't even know my real name. So, girl, I don't got time for y'all, these crazy hoes out here in the world, child. I don't have time for none of that. So.
Oh, I don't care about that. You can't really like. I'm such an open book that you can't really dox me on anything because I've already said so much about my personal life anyway. So, whoever wants to, they can suck my dick.
That's right. Hello from the back, bitch. Okay, so I want to step into something, and this segues into the conversation. I know that me and you are fellow lambs, and we share a mutual love for the Queen Mariah herself. And me and you talked publicly and privately about how the reason that she is the queen of our life and her music, her songwriting, and the relatability of feelings and emotions and experiences that she's gone through, and how her music has literally saved our lives. And again, you have piecingly, publicly spoke about some traumas that you've endured in your life growing up. Would you mind speaking about your growing up and some of those traumas that you speak of?
Oh, honey, darling, where do I begin with so much trauma, darling? I really want to write a book one day. I can give you my earliest memories. Okay, my earliest memory, I was 5 years old, and child, I was playing with what do you call those trains? The Thompson train. The
little Hess trains.
He had a face on them. I think they were like also a cartoon character. The Tommy trains.
Thomas the Train.
Okay. I was playing with Thomas the Train, and my grandmother, she came in the living room and she asked me to give her a kiss. And I'm 5, so I'm like, no, girl, no, like, go away, get out of here. Long story short, she goes into the kitchen and she starts like counting down. And she got to 1, and then she went into her bedroom and she lay down. And like about a half an hour later, I went because I didn't forget that she wanted a kiss. So I went into her room and I saw her sleeping, and I gave her a kiss on the cheek. But when you kiss somebody on the cheek, they like turn or do something, they move. She wasn't moving. So I noticed something was wrong. So I ran to my mom. I'm like, Ma, like something's wrong with grandma. So my mom went into the room, and she was like turning blue, and called the ambulance, and she died. She passed away. So that was my earliest trauma. Was I was so mad at myself for the longest time, for not giving her that. Oh, shit. Fuck. Woo. For the longest time, I was so mad I didn't give her that kiss, but I had to tell myself like I was a child, I didn't know, I didn't know. So I had to forgive myself for that. But it took a long time for that. And God damn, YB, we ain't even get started yet, bitch. You got me over here.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I do.
And after that, that was my mom's best friend, So my mom, she got heavily involved in drugs, specifically crack cocaine. And she went on a downward spiral, and we ended up in a shelter. And then one night, my mom had me. She left me at one of her friend's house, so to babysit me, and it was me and 2 other kids, and we were playing cops and robbers. And I hid very well. Apparently, I was hiding really well. I know how to hide, bitch. Okay. And the kid, he found the other kid and he shot him. And the unfortunate part was it was with a real gun. And he killed the kid. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, the cops come and they now DYFS is involved, and they took away me and the other kid. And my mom wasn't even there. She was out probably getting high somewhere. Who the fuck knows? But long story short, when my mom came back, I wasn't there. I was in the care of foster care. So I ended up living with a white family for a little while. And then my aunt, she came and got me. Then I was living with my aunt for a while, and more trauma. This is more trauma. Just my life has been filled with endless trauma. So Mariah came into my life one day. The radio was playing. They were playing "Always Be My Baby," and I didn't know who she was. I was just like, that voice just sounds very angelic. So I asked my aunt to, find out who this lady was, and she found out who she was, and got all of her songs for me. And I used to sit there and just look out the window, because I wasn't with my mom at the time, and I was just wondering where she was. And I used to just sit there and just cry and just cry and just cry. And even now I get like emotional thinking about it, because all you want as a child is your mother, and I couldn't have her because the streets had her, you know what I'm saying? And it was just a lot to deal with. And my aunt, God, I love my aunt, I do, but my aunt didn't like her sister. My aunt like despised her sister because she had to take care of me, and my aunt already had multiple children in the household, so she was doing a lot. So whenever my aunt used to get like upset, she used to say like when my aunt used to get upset with me, she used to say to me, "That's why your mother she's not coming back for you, and that's why she doesn't want you," and blah blah, all this bullshit. And you internalize that as a child, like you believe that it's true, even though it wasn't. And I never gave up hope on my mom. I used to force my aunt to to drive around Yonkers, that's where we're from. I'm from Yonkers, New York. So I used to force my aunt. I used to be like, "We gotta go look for my mom," and we would drive in her van, and we would go all around Yonkers looking for my mother. And whenever we found her, I knew she was high. You know what I mean? But I didn't care. I just wanted to see my mother. So that's what I went through a lot. And what also happened, child, so much trauma, darling. What also happened, it's like a whole bunch of babysitter problems. My aunt, she left me with a babysitter one time, and okay, this particular babysitter, she was 16. She is the cousin of somebody somebody famous at that time in the 90s. I'm not gonna name the celebrity, but the name of the show is Living Single. You guys remember Living Single? We are living. One of the ladies on that show, that's her aunt. Anyways, so my aunt left me with this 16-year-old lady, and she popped in a video, a VHS tape, and it was two naked people. Now I know they were having sex, but I was a child. I didn't know what they were doing. And she came in the room and she was like, "Do you see what that guy is doing to this girl? I want you to do that on me." And I'm 8 years old. And I'm like, "Okay." So she gave me what I now know to be a condom. And, she told me how to use the condom and go down on her and, do this and do that. Little did I know I was being sexually fucking assaulted, sexually abused. And I didn't tell anybody because I thought it was, I don't know. Well, number one, she told me not to tell anybody. That's number one. She told me not to tell anybody. So I didn't tell anybody. And then number two, I just didn't think anything of it because I saw the adults in the video do that. So I just thought it was like the norm. I was like, whatever. And there's a lot more. Like I have to write a book, but my life has been constantly filled with stop. I want to say the trauma really stopped when I was older and I was able to take control of my life. But so much, it's been a lot of trauma. It has. And I'm just so proud of myself because I could be strung out on drugs. I could be, homeless. I could have committed suicide. There's just so many things, so many roads I could have gone down because of the trauma in my childhood, but I persevered, so I but Mariah, that's how Mariah has saved my life. When she says in her song, "I was a wayward child with the weight of the world that I held deep inside. Life was a winding road and I learned many things little ones shouldn't know. But I closed my eyes, steady my feet to the ground, raise my head to the sky. And as the times roll by, still I feel like a child as I look at the moon. Maybe I grew up a little too soon." And that's how I felt. That's how I felt as an 8-year-old child, I felt like a man because all these things are adult things are happening to me. I'm like, I'm just supposed to be a child. I'm supposed to be enjoying my childhood like everybody else is, darling. but yeah, honey.
Wow.
It's a lot of trauma, darling. A lot. And that's not even the half of it. That's
right.
That's the surface. That's like surface level shit.
But what I hate to say love about your experiences is that you named the top most relatable ones, and I think it is really good for people to know that everyone is relatable. That's what I love about peeling back the layers of people, is because it's not until you do that you realize, like, damn, there are many people that probably look at me as a bitch. Oh, he's just an old opinionated fuck. But when I open up, they're like, oh, damn. When other people come on the platform and they open up, it's what people thought they knew of you. It's totally different because they're more relatable now. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate you not shying away from sharing those things. Trauma in itself is a personal hell. And a lot of times that personal hell is filled with rewind sessions. Have you been able to keep that trauma at bay enough to navigate your adulthood? Because I think a lot of people have a difficulty with that, because trauma innately a lot of times has the power to translate over into our adulthood and fuck with our being. Is that something you struggle with, or have you overcome?
No. Maybe like the earlier years, maybe like, early 20s, but after a while you gotta shake it off, and you you seek therapy and you talk. I'm a firm believer of talking to myself as well as professional people, but you have to talk to yourself and you have to do the work. A lot of people don't do the work. They want to be a victim. I will never be a motherfucking victim of my circumstances. Okay. And that's why I can sit back and, I get a little emotional about certain things, but when it comes to like being touched as a child, because I was touched multiple times. I was touched by a female at 8, and I was touched by a guy with a knife to my neck behind a fucking dumpster at the age of 11 years old. And, I can be a victim of that and cry about it, or I can just laugh about it and say, hey, I must have had some juice. Like I must have been one attractive ass kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just try to like laugh it off, find the joy in something. But I will say this is why I'm very protective over me, and because I wasn't able to protect myself as a child. So I have to protect myself now. And that's why I take things personal. Like when I let people into my bubble, and I let you in and you disrespect me and you betray me, I take that shit personal, because it took me everything in my being to let you the fuck in. Because I don't like to let people in.
I definitely understand that. I'm pretty much the same way. My circle is extremely small, and I'm just tired of the rewind sessions again, and failed relationships, failed friendships, all because, the bullshit that we're talking about here today. It's a lot. Okay. How do you identify in the LGBTQIA space?
What do you mean by that? Like I'm gay.
Do you identify as a gay man? A gay man?
I mean, sure. I mean, I'm a guy who I'm okay. I'm a guy who is sexually attracted to other men. So I guess if that's the label that they're putting on it, homosexual and gay, then hey,
okay.
if that's what we want to call it. But at this point, I'm just so tired of the labels. Like,
I hear that. It can get monotonous and so fucking stupid when you start breaking things down, because there's a lot of arguments that are happening in the LGBT community that weren't even relevant topics of conversation many years ago, because I do feel like I hate moving in the past, but I do think there's a lot of great things about living in the past, that all of these labels have breeded a lot of arguments, a lot of violence within our community because people are so trapped up in these different boxes. And it's like, girl, when you label yourself or you allow people to label you, that's kind of like the path you end up following and not realizing, is it really your own mind that's moving you? Or is it the thoughts and the beliefs and the opinions of other people? You know? So have you always been a man that's attracted to men and only men? Was there a time where you played in the seas of puss? Child.
Okay, I will say this. I've always, again, let's go back to my childhood. When I was 5, you know, first grade. Let's just talk about first grade. You know, when you're in first grade, it's Valentine's Day, and they ask you to hand out like the candies to the girls in the class. Okay, I used to always hand them out to the guys in the class, but I didn't know. But I didn't know what attraction was, or I didn't know what gay was. I just knew I just always stared at boys. I always paid attention to the boys in the class, and I wanted to fuck Tiffany. How's Tom doing? Like, you know, like how's Brian? Like I never cared. It wasn't until I got to middle school that I found out what sexuality was and all of these things. So I was like, fuck, I am gay, you know, but I couldn't. I'm in a black community, you know, we grow up in church, you know, so I was shit scared to come out and tell anybody. So I was in the closet for I was in the closet until about 16. But while I was in the closet, and let's get to my high school years, the girls loved me. I'm not even trying to be cocky with it. Like, I remember this one time, and this is a true story. I was in North Carolina. I just moved to North Carolina. It was 2005. The principal took me to my locker. When I tell you, about 20 females surrounded my fucking locker trying to get to know me. It was the most absurd. I felt like, I don't know who I felt like, bitch, but I was like, holy shit, they were all trying to get at me. And of course, the guys in that high school, they were very upset. You know, some guy tried to fight me. He wrapped a chain around his hand. He wanted to fight me after school. It was a whole big thing. The long story short, I forced myself to have sexual relations with females because I wanted to hide the fact that I was, you know, gay. So yes, I've had girlfriends. I've had sex with girlfriends.
Were you good at it?
Yeah. You know what the crazy part is? Okay, let me share another story with you. Yay, story time. Okay, so I had this one friend. I'll say his name. Shout out to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, if you ever find this video, shout out to you, bitch. And this was in Pennsylvania, okay? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I had a crush on him. I did. I had the biggest crush on him. But he was my best friend, so I couldn't do anything, bitch. You know? But he would take like these showers, or he would come out the showers, and I would try to so hard not to look. I'd be like looking down, but I'm like looking at him, but I'm like looking down, but I'm like looking at him. Oh, honey. But anyways, long story short, me and him, he took me to this girl named Cheryl's house. And Cheryl was a hoe. She was a thot. And we snuck in because the father was like out of town. It was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And he hopped in the window. I was his lookout guy. He was smashing her. Right? This white girl. Shout out to Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, loose puss. So he was smashing her, doing his Cuban thing or whatever. And then, he hopped out the window because you have to like climb into the window. And he said to me, yo, she wants some of you. And I'm like, first of all, that's nasty, nigga. You probably ain't using no condom. Like, ew, I ain't going after you. And then I'm not going to lie. I was like, I don't want to go after him because, what if he did like a really good job and, I don't hold up to it. Long story short. So now he's the lookout guy and I climb into the window and she says, can you close the window? I'm like, why you want me to close the window? Because when he was smashing, you left the window open. She was like, just please close the window. So I closed the window and she whispered in my ear. She was like, listen, I need you to fuck me, okay? Because what he just did was like not it, okay? And I was like, well, shit, if that straight man didn't put it down, I don't know how my gay ass in my head. I'm like, I don't know how my gay ass is gonna put it down, bitch. But I closed my eyes and pictured the guy. and I went to town. Oh, I don't know where he went. Oh, am I out? Am I still on here? Am I still up here or am I going? Anyways, but I went to town. Okay. I went. Hello. Talk to me, chat. Talk to me, chat. Are we still here? But I close my eyes. Okay. So I was doing my big one, okay, and she climaxed. Yes, she did. And yeah, and then after I left, like I hopped back out, and I had to downplay it, to him, to my boy Ronaldo. I had to downplay it. I was like, yeah, it was all right. She was all right, so it was all right. But in my mind, I'm like looking at him like, I'm like, nigga, you gotta do better. You gotta do better, nigga. You supposed to be the straight nigga. Like, you should know what you doing, bitch. Purple Rose said, did you enjoy it? Of course I enjoyed it because stimulation is stimulation. Wet is still wet. However, I did have to close my eyes and pretend that she was this guy I used to have a crush on in high school. Shout out to Billy. I'm not gonna say his last name, but his name was Billy, right? Ooh. Let me tell you about Billy. Okay. So I was on like this swimming class in high school, and this guy named Billy, right? He wore these swimming trunks that when they got wet, they were see-through. And I could see underwater. So I was swimming underneath water one day while we were in the swim class in high school, and I opened up my eyes, and all I saw was his ass underneath water, girl. Okay. So every time we went swimming, I would follow him or whatever. So when I was smashing Cheryl, I was thinking about Billy. YB said his computer shut down. He's coming back. Hold it down real quick. I'm going to do the best I can with what I got. It is so hot. I'm going through it. So that's what oh shit, I'm being blown up right now. So sorry. So that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? Does anybody have any questions for me while I'm here? This is your time to ask me questions. I'm about to take off this wig, child. Why am I hot? I got stories on top of stories. Wait till my book come out. If y'all ever read my book, y'all gonna be like, Trap is a real one. Besides Cheryl, have you had sex with any other? Yes, girl. I was in a relationship with this one girl. I was in a relationship with this one girl. And how I found her. Why is it so hot in here? What is happening? Is the heater on, bitch? What's going on? Am I having hot flashes? Bitch, what is happening? Honey. Give me a second, y'all. It's burning up. Anyways. Yes, I had this one girl. How I found her was I was in the projects. I was coming down the steps in the hallway, and this guy was harassing her. This guy had her titty was out, and he was trying to get her, he was trying to like fuck her in the hallway, basically like rape, no shade. And I went after him. I basically rescued her from rape. Okay, and after that, me and her, we developed a friendship, and from there, she would just have me walk her all around Yonkers. And I was basically her protector. And then from there, she like fell in love with me and she asked me to date her. And I was like, perfect, because, I'm trying to like maintain my hidden gayness. So I dated her, but she was a hoe. It's crazy. Like, I was protecting her from getting raped. Like, and I thought she was this sweet, innocent girl, but she was a hoe. She was a hot box, bitch. She was a hot box, honey. Well, I don't have asthma. Trust me, I've been to the doctors. I go to the doctors. Well, I'm always, girl, honey, trust me. But anyways, it wasn't in school, Carl. That unless you're like further back into this video, I found this my ex-girlfriend. I found her in the projects, in the hallway, in the staircase. Shout out to Adrienne. Adrienne, if you're watching, hey girl. Now this girl, not only was she a hoe, girl. If you see this video, you were a hoe, bitch. Own it. You were a thought, bitch. Love you down. I'm sure you're not a thought now. You know, you're a beautiful mom now. You got a beautiful baby girl, baby daughter. But you was a hoe, girl. It is what it is, girl. You was a hoe, bitch. I just call it what it is, girl. No shade, girl. But anyway, so I smoked weed with her one time. I'll never forget it. We was in the Chinese store, girl. Bitch, we was in the Chinese store and we just got finished smoking. This bitch gonna say to me, oh my God, is it me or can I see through the wall right now? Girl, what type of weed you just got finished smoking, bitch? Because I smoked the same motherfucking blunt you just got finished smoking, bitch. First of all, girl, ain't no wall behind this, bitch. It's a glass see-through window, girl. Of course you can see through it, bitch. It's a clear window, girl. People are walking up and down the sidewalk, bitch. I'm sure you can see through it, girl. This bitch thought she had magical powers. Like, girl. I will never forget that day. I swear to God. I had to leave her after that because she kind of scared me. She kind of scared me. No, she had to leave after that. I had to leave. I had to go. I had to leave. You know, I had to leave. Oh, but I will tell you one other story about her. Okay. So I was at my step pop's house, and I was looking for a condom because she wanted me to fuck her, and couldn't find a condom, so she was like, "Just get that ShopRite bag." It was a plastic yellow bag that said the word ShopRite from the grocery store, and I wrapped it around me, and I fucked her with a ShopRite bag. That's how you know you're a whore with loose pussy. Because my thing is, why would you want a ShopRite bag or any plastic bag to be in your vagina? Because it's like, girl, you're not worried about that cutting up your insides, girl. Like, I don't know. But what was very embarrassing at that time was my step pop's ex-wife at the time. This is after I already nutted. I did my big one. I'm taking off the plastic bag and my dick is just hanging still hard, because I just got finished doing my big one. And my step pop's ex-wife comes out and she sees me. And she's like, this bitch goes, wow, okay. And then she walks back in the room. And then for the whole fucking week, all my step pops would do, he would make like horse sounds, because he would call me. They then nicknamed me the Black Stallion after that, and I was just like, girl, this is so embarrassing. Like, I'm mad she even saw my dick. Like, girl, honey, over it. But it is what it is, Sometimes having a big piece is very frustrating. It hits the toilet, water. I had to train my current partner how to, take it. Yes, Win. Come on, Win. Give me the win. When was my first experience with a man? Well, his name was. I'm not gonna say his last name because there's a lot of people named Timmy. His name was Timmy. We were in the shelter. the Mount Vernon Plaza in Mount Vernon, New York. It's right across the street from the YMCA, where I learned how to swim. Shout out to the YMCA. They taught a bad bitch how to swing. Period. Anyways, I used to be in Tim's room a lot because he had a video game, like a system. I think he had like a Nintendo 64 at the time. I don't know. That's when Donkey Kong was big. So whatever. So we would play Nintendo, and then he was also a wrestling fan. I'm a big wrestling fan, you guys. So welcome back. I'm sorry. I'm just telling them this. They asked me when the first time I had relations with a man. So I'm just like filling them out.
Okay.
So anyway, so I'm in the shelter room with him, and I'm a big wrestling fan. So we started to wrestle, and while we were wrestling, I noticed his Woody Pecker, go up. And then when it went up, we just locked eyes, and then we just started kissing. And ever since then, me and him would always mess around with each other. But it wasn't at the time where we had I don't think I was able to nut yet at the time. I think the nutting came just a little bit later that year, But we just always messed around and did little things, Oh, shout out to Timmy.
I first want to apologize. My computer literally just shut down on its own and decided to take 1,000 years to get back up again. So I definitely apologize for that. And shout out to
But you're lucky though. You're lucky because it happened while I was here, because I do this as you do.
Yeah.
Like what if this would have happened, bitch? If like somebody else is over here, girl, like they would just sit there.
In my head, I was like, he knows what to do. He's gonna take over the kid. He's gonna give the kids what they need, require, and desire. So I was really safe with that, because I normally would have jumped on my phone, but I was like, I'm already tuned up with everything I have going on here. I just did not. Ooh, girl. It's a mess, but I appreciate you.
This is what we do, honey. No problem.
And they got into a question that I was going to ask you anyway. So that was definitely, that's where I was going up to. When was you, So I don't know if you talked about it already. So coming out for you, did you speak on that experience yet or not yet?
No, because I ain't never come out. I was forced out.
Oh wow.
Oh, I have so many stories. Okay, another story. YB, you get all the exclusive. People, I still try to buy my motherfucking book, okay? Because a lot of these stories I wanted to keep for the book, but whatever. I'm just gonna give y'all some exclusive. This nigga, okay, bitch. Let's keep it real. David, if you're watching this, I like you now, but fuck you. Okay? David from Yonkers, New York, bitch, you know who you are. Long story short, I was 15. He was in his early 20s. He asked me to go with him to Washington, D.C. No problem. Okay. I'm not paying for it. He said he's going to pay for it. He's going to take care of it all. We get to the airport. I think I forgot my ID. It's either I forgot my ID or I was too young to travel. Long story short, me and David, we look similar to each other. So he gave me one of his IDs. Going there was no problem. We got there. Now, check this out. When we get there, we're in a limo. And we pull up to this big ass house. Okay. And David says to me, stay in the limo. I have to go handle some business. I'll be right back. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Long story short, he was escorting. He was getting a coin. Didn't know, whatever. Handled the business in Washington, D.C. On our way back to New York, the people at the airport noticed that my ID was fraudulent. So I didn't get in trouble because I was a minor. David got in trouble. He had to pay a whole bunch of lawyer fees and $10,000 in fines, and it was a whole big thing, because this is like 4 years after 9/11. Like, they're really strict at the time. Like, they're not playing. I mean, they don't play now, but at that time they really was not playing with the girls. So David was mad at me. So in him being mad at me and him, we shared the same barber. I went to go get my hair cut. He was just coming out of the barber, and he gave me the dirtiest look ever. He didn't say shit to me. I'm like, okay, whatever. I go into my barber, and my barber looks at me, and he goes, just the person I was looking for. So I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, don't worry, your step pops is gonna talk to you about it. I'm like, talk to me about what? And I had a feeling it was that. So I get to my step pops. He's like, so son, is there anything you want to tell me? I'm like, no, not really. He's like, son, anything you want to tell me, just know I accept you for who you are. And when he said that, I said, oh, bitch. That motherfucker outed me to the barber, and the barber outed me to my step pops. Cause so yeah, that's how I came out, y'all.
Wow. Again, I was offline for a minute or two. I don't know if you spoke on it already, but you talked about your mom and you talked about your stepfather. Real dad? Where's he in the picture?
Real transparent. My stepfather has nothing to do with my mom. He never dated my mom. He never.
Okay.
I just call him my stepfather because he was an adult figure. He was like a father figure in my life. So I just gave him the title of stepfather, but him and my mom never did anything.
Okay.
My real father, I didn't meet my real father. I didn't know about my real father until I was like 12. I was under the impression that somebody else the whole time was my father. So I went years thinking somebody else was my father. And then, when I met my father, he was dating a lady from the Medea play.
Oh, wow.
You guys ever watch Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the first play?
Mm-hmm.
He was dating one of those females in the play. I ain't gonna tell you who. But that's and he has kids. Like my brother on my father's side is her son.
Oh, wow.
And she's also been in Mary J. Blige's music videos. What's that? Let's get it crump up. Family Affair.
Family Affair. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're all from Yonkers, just like Mary is. So my
Right.
father knew DMX and Mary J. Blige and all of them. And that's how growing up, I was in the Dipset music video.
Oh, okay.
That was filmed in Yonkers. I met Aaliyah when she was in Yonkers. Rest in peace to her.
Yeah.
My uncle was signed to Rough Riders. I'm not gonna say his name because then I'm giving away too much. But my family on my father's side was very involved in entertainment and stuff like that. So
And some of the early years of hip hop, like groundbreaking moments at that point. New York is the birthplace of hip hop, the creation of it itself, and to hear that you come from some legendary blood child, that's the tea.
It's so cool though, because when I met Mary J. Blige, she came. It was right after Aaliyah died. She came to promote her album. She came in Yonkers. This is at the time when they had like CD stores and you could like do signings and stuff.
Right.
And she saw me online, so I go to her, and I said to her, I was like, "Oh, my father is dating your background dancer in your Family Affair video." And she looked at me and she said, she took down her glasses. She goes, "You're blank 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 son. That you look just like him." I was like, "Yes, that's my father." She was like, "Come here, family," and then she gave me the biggest hug. And then she turned to her sister. She was like, "Yo, guess who kid this is?" And then it was the whole big thing. Then I had everybody online. They was all hating on me. They all looking at me like, "Who the fuck is this kid up here?" Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was such a cool moment, and I'm so mad I lost the paper because everybody else had CDs. I had a blue paper, and it had Aaliyah and Mary J. Blige's cover, like promo cover on it.
Mm-hmm.
So Mary signed that for me, but I lost that blue fucking paper.
Wow.
And it sucks because I'm a hoarder. Like I still have things from like 2001. So I'm really mad I lost that paper, but whatever.
It'll be in the words of Mariah, it'll be in the memories, honey. The memories, baby. Yes. I'll never forget you. I'll never let you out of my heart. That's one of my favorite songs by her. Yes, honey. Isn't it crazy how we are attracted? Our life is so sad, but we're attracted to sad music.
It's healing.
Yeah. I always tell people, again, just because I'm listening to a Mary J. Blige or a Mariah Carey album and the songs may seem sad, I'm actually in that process of healing. It sounds weird And it's crazy people don't understand that relation, but like for me, it's very soothing.
It's not weird to me. I can listen to the saddest Mariah song and I'm in the happiest mood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. Shit, I do it while doing other things too. Trey be looking at me like, what? Yeah. You finna get into this Mariah, honey. For real. Yes.
That's why I was so over you when you said you just found out, like when you said you just found out the song Slipping Away. I was like, girl, I can't. Take his Lamely card now. This is ridiculous.
No, I knew nothing. I was a late bloomer to Mariah. I think I got into her when she did the what was the album with the We Belong Together and
Emancipation of Mimi?
The Emancipation of Mimi is when I really got into her bag. But I do remember My All for the longest was one of my favorite songs. And it really wasn't so much of what she was talking about as how she sung the song. That used to be the only voice that put me to sleep.
Mm-hmm. There's something about it. It's like this cloudy, angelic, mystical. It's just amazing. I just love it. The best to ever do it.
And when you do get into the bag of the lyrics, it's even more like, damn. I think she has the most complex writing style of any artist to ever live.
Like, okay, for instance, in that song, Baby Doll, I don't know, it's 2:11. At the end of that song, she puts in another song, Ring My Bell. A lot of people don't hear it at the end. If you listen to Baby Doll at the end in the background, she goes, ring my bell. Little shit like that. You gotta catch on that she puts in the melody that you just gotta catch it. It's just
I finally met my match in the Lamb universe, child. Jesus, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh
yeah. Honey, I'm a lamb. Darling, I'm a lamb.
Have you met Mariah?
Yes. I have her autograph and everything.
I'm just so it is my dream to see her perform live before she or me leaves this world.
Yes, I've had the pleasure of. I first saw her live in 2009 for free, because I had this thing where I was never paying for nobody's concert. I didn't give a fuck who you was. So, and in New York, they have a lot of free stuff. Like the Today Show is free. The Wendy Williams, like all these shows are free. The talk shows and stuff, they're all free.
Right.
So Mariah was on it. It was October 2nd, 2009. I'll never forget it. And she was on the Today Show. So she was wearing a black leather coat. And she was singing Hate You and I Want to Know What Love Is. And the rehearsal was way better than the live show. Mariah's always better in her rehearsals than she is when on the actual TV performance. I don't know if she gets nervous. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But that was my first time seeing her. And then, I saw her on the Caution tour and then her Christmas tour. Right before All I Want for Christmas Is You went number one. Like the night before it went number one, I was in Madison Square Garden celebrating with the ladies.
Wow. I know that's right.
I love it. I love
her.
That's my girl.
She is everything.
I don't play with her. I don't play when it comes about Mariah.
One more personal question, and we're going to dive into some other things. You have publicly spoken a little bit here and in the past about your health issues. Can you speak to that and where you currently are at with that?
Right now, I'm currently trash. Right now, I'm currently triggered. I'm so mad it's happening right now. It happens at the most randomest times. But I was triggered by the smoke. I don't know. Okay, I went to it was 2020, and I went to my partner's brother had a big gathering upstate New York, and the first night was wonderful. I was in the hot tub, living my best life. The second night, I felt something in my chest. I didn't know what the fuck it was, but I just felt like I couldn't breathe, sort of like I feel now. I just felt like I couldn't breathe, and I was just like, I couldn't do it. So I was just in the room, like just trying to get it together. And then it lasted the whole weekend, and then it went away. And my dumbass, I regret not going to get checked then. Because it went away. So I was like, whatever. Maybe it was like anxiety. I just like, whatever. It's something else. And then like 6 months to a year later, it happened again, but it happened more frequently. And then there was this one point where I was with my partner and I just dropped. And I didn't know I dropped. All I knew was I was up looking at my phone, and next thing you know, I was on the floor with my phone, and I didn't know how I was on the floor. My partner was like, "Yo, you just fucking fainted." I was like, "What are you talking about? I didn't faint." And again, my dumb ass didn't go get checked about it. I paid it on mine. And then the last time, the last thing that happened was out of nowhere, I was smoking a blunt and my heart started beating. And I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I felt like I was just fucking dying. And I was just like, I don't ever call the ambulance. Like, whatever happens to me, I'm like, I'm never calling an ambulance. They're going to bill me. I don't need that bill. And I was just like, call the hospital now. Ambulance was on the way, but they were taking too long. So to my cousin, I said, yo, we got to go. We got to go. Put me in your car, do something. This bitch, there was a hospital around the corner from her house. She could have took me to that fucking hospital. She was like, no, I'm going to take you somewhere else, like to a better hospital. It was like the longest 20 minutes of my life in that car when she could have just took me around the fucking corner, because when I got to that place that she took me, it was a wait. So I wasn't even seen right away. So I had to deal with whatever was going on, but at least I was in a hospital. So, if I do drop, hopefully somebody will come and fucking get me, right? But long story short, it just went away. And then we just went home. But when we went home, I went to the hospital around the corner and I did, all my x-rays and stuff. And they checked out my, they take my blood, EKG, x-ray for the heart, and everything came back normal. I'm perfectly healthy. Nothing's wrong with me. I said, no, something is wrong with me. And I kept on going back to these hospitals. I went to like 4 to 5 different hospitals around this time just to see if the results would be different. No, you're perfectly healthy. You're perfectly normal. I said, okay. They said you might have anxiety disorder or like something along. What's another word for anxiety? Starts with a C, I think. Does it start with a C? That you catch. Long story short.
It gets the girls riled up.
Long story short, they said you might have anxiety disorder. And I was like, I have nothing to be anxious about. They were like, it's a mental illness, it's a mental thing, whatever. I said, no, that is not it. I know I don't have this. Don't fucking play with me on my time. But then in the back of my mind, I'm also like, well, if I do have it, I'm about to give me some SSI. Okay, you can let me That's what I said. I'm about to get on some SSI, bitch. Get a monthly check for free. And then I was like, okay, I can get some pills and manage it, okay, and go on about the rest of my life. But I was like, no, because I feel it in my chest. It's a chest thing. It's not, it's not really like a mental thing. So I said, okay, who can I go to about chest? I said, duh, dumbass, go to a cardiologist. Duh. So I finally went to a cardiologist. They did all of these tests, the echocardiogram, the stress test, and they told me I have something called dilated cardiomyopathy. And child, they don't know where it came from, and here we are, And at that time, my ejection fraction, which is the amount of blood pumping to your heart, it was at 40%, which a normal heart is at 55% or more. Oh, so wow. I know, right? So I was like freaking the fuck out. But they gave me my pills that I have to take every single day. And now I'm happy to say that my EF is back at 55.
Yes. So, I know that's right. Thank God for pushing through and speaking up for yourself. Because imagine if you would have listened to those other 5 fucking idiots, and a lot of people don't realize either that the girls are dropping dead because of 1 or 2 opinions. If you really do feel that there's something wrong with you, this is the message in that. Speak up for yourself. Get your ass out there, honey. Sometimes you have to be your own advocate. No one knows your body. No one knows what you're going through other than you.
Right, and mind you, the fight is not even over because I still feel that way. You know what I mean? Like I still feel like, okay, like something's still going on. I'm like, okay, like what's causing this? Because my cardiologist, they're telling me like I'm back at 55, so technically I'm not supposed to be feeling anything in my chest, but I feel it right now. Like something's there. So
now let me say this. Now, could it be possible that you're feeling the residuals? Because it's almost like keeping up like the maintenance on a car. You can get a brand new part all day long, but if you're not putting the oils on, you smoke, child, you drink.
No, I know, but they checked all my lungs and stuff. They said, they said that's great. They said,
good.
Yeah, okay. I did all that crap. What I'm thinking it is, because my mom always says, look at my neck. Right? Let's look at my neck.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is always calling out my neck. And mom knows best. Your mom knows your body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she's like, there's something with your neck. I'm not feeling like you get your neck checked out. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my neck. But it is like I feel it like from my neck down. I feel it. And we have hypothyroid runs in our family.
Okay.
And the doctors told my mom for 10 years, YB. They told my mom for 10 years she didn't have it. She moved down south and they found it immediately and did the operation.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy? For 10 years, the up north doctors told her she didn't have hyperthyroids. The whole time she fucking had it. So I have a doctor's appointment booked in July. I'm trying to get it sooner, but it's just they're booked, which is crazy to me. Because I need to get, like, bitch, we gotta figure something out. Yeah, so I'm still not done with fighting the good fight, darling. But I'm not gonna give up. Like, I'm not one to just hear one or two opinions. No, bitch. At this point, we're gonna run up the bill. Like, because I never wanted to be in debt, but at this point, I'm like, run it out.
Because they don't mind killing us slowly but surely if we can't bring the coin. And I find that's disparaging as hell in our healthcare environment. The United States is trash. We need to get more like Canada and the girls over there in Europe and give that free healthcare. That way we can get some. If they're not getting paid, they don't want to help nobody out. But I feel like that's the hypocrisy of the oath that medical professionals take when they get their licenses.
Right. And then I looked up the thyroid situation. I looked that up. And a lot of the symptoms that they have, I experience. Shortness of breath and, things of that, chest, like things of that nature. And also that the thyroid, if not treated, can lead to heart problems.
Right.
So it's like it's all starting to make sense. So they need to figure it out. Bitch, cut my neck open. Do something.
Right.
And figure it out. Because I got things to do.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's what's crazy about life? Like this, like shit always happens. You know this in life. Shit always happens when things pop off.
When you doing your big one, that's when fuck shit happens.
That's crazy to me. That's
definitely for sure.
Well, yeah, that's my health situation in a nutshell. A mess.
Okay. All right, so let's segue into the work. Before we get into your entrepreneurial, experience, what were you doing before you dabbled? You said, you know what, I'm going to do something in the media space. What kind of jobs did you have? Okay,
my first job ever at 15 was McDonald's. And I got fired because I threw a McChicken at this racist guy in the drive-thru. He called me a nigger, and I hit him with the McChicken. Because I was just the drive-thru guy. Like my job was literally just to hand out the food.
Mm-hmm.
He got the burger back and was like, "Oh, this is cold. This is a cold burger, you N-word." And I said, "Boom!" Threw it right at him. Like, what the fuck you talking to? You crazy? So I got fired. What else? Okay, so I've worked fast food jobs. I've worked McDonald's, Wendy's. I've done security. I've worked at a football stadium, a baseball stadium, and oh, hold on real quick. Let me turn on my camera. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
I love you.
Oh,
I love you too.
Loving you.
You smell so good. Shut that.
You're
Can you pass me the water? Like I'm going through it over here.
Yeah, funny.
And so okay, I was in North Carolina at this time, and I like politics. I'm obsessed with politics. I wanted to like run for like mayor. Who knows? Life is still Who knows? But so it's just like I wanted to get involved in voting and you know doing what's right and getting Black people sign up. So I signed up to you know be in voter registrations and knocking on people's doors and bitch, when I tell you we could just put it there, but the money was amazing. And I couldn't believe that. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, wait, just to knock on somebody's door, I'm getting paid this, and it's a weekly ass check.
Yes.
Oh, bitch, I'm about to be the best voter and I'm about to be the best knocker in the world. Like, sir, can you please? And you know, down south is so cheap. Like I had a 2-bedroom apartment at this time, and my rent was literally $350.
I miss those days.
Right, mind you, I looked the apartment up, that same apartment up today, and it's $550 today, which is still amazing. But
wow.
it was $350 at the time, and it was in a nice area right next to a church. But yeah, so I could pay off my rent with that one check, and I still had 3 other checks because it was every week.
Right.
So I saved up. So yeah, every 2 years or every year every 2 years when the job came, I would do it. But the last year, 2016, long story short, somebody in the office got fired, and they needed somebody to type in, you know, the forms in the computer. So I said I could do it. Now I go back there with 2 other bitches. These bitches got master's degrees and whatever, you name it, they got it. The cream of the crop. They done trained for this job for like 3 months, and you know, I'm implementing the forms. And how you do the forms is they have numbers on the back of the form. Let's say it says NC 2009, and the form says YB Entertainment. You got to go in the computer, and where it says NC 2009, you click on it and fill out YB's information. So I click on NC 2009, and it's Christopher's information. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is Christopher's information in where YB's information is supposed to be? This bitch is like, just forget about it. Just shh. I'm like, no, because they're not going to get the right voter registration cards in the mail. Like, they're going to get somebody else. They're going to get somebody else. This is illegal shit.
Yeah.
So I went to the office director and I told him, I said, bro, like, I'm trying to do a correct job and they're putting forms in the wrong fucking names. He was like, what? I said, yes, there's a whole bunch. Long story short, he had me audit the whole system. So I said, I'll audit it, but I have to take the computer home because there's a lot of, like, over 3,000 names right now. I have to take this computer home. I busted that out in 24 hours. And the big wigs from Washington, D.C. came down. And they put me in the back permanently. And they put me in charge of those 2 girls. Those bitches were so salty. Because, you know, I just have high school, you know, I just graduated from high school. That's it. I never went to college. These bitches got their, you know, they got all their master, you know, and they're looking at me like, this nigga, you know. Now, to keep it going, that office director, he was gay. And he was somebody in the political world at work, like a lobbyist or whatever. And he would only hire attractive college guys to go out and get registration forms. But these guys, the quota was like at least 10 names. These guys were only bringing back 2 names a day. And he would just like let them slide because they were, you know, attractive guys. Every guy he hired was attractive, including myself, obviously. So, you know, you know what I'm saying? So he just hired all the attractive people. And Washington, D.C., the bigwigs, they got really, really over him. And they needed somebody to step in. And I took over, became the office director, bitch. And yeah, and it's amazing when you get power, the people who you used to work with, like on the field, now they're not cool with you. It's like, bitch, I was just on the field with you a month ago, girl, and we were all smoking weed together and having a good time. Now that I'm in the office, the big dog in the office, and I'm making sure you do your job correctly, it's, oh, fuck me now? No, girl, fuck you. How about that? You're fired.
Bye, bitch. That's interesting. So from there, that's when you decided to step into What was that moment? Because okay, everyone says politics. So how does politics ring to I want to start TTB Network?
Oh, see, I was already doing. I started TTB in 2015, even before I got that office director job. Now TTB, this is okay. Let's go into TTB. Okay, I was in a 5-year relationship at the time. This guy. Long story short, I'm gonna say that a lot in this interview because I have the stories belong, y'all. So long story short, the guy I used to be with, he was a serial masturbator.
Oh, I had to come back for that one. Hold on. I was just about to go put the chicken in the oven real quick. I said, hold on, girl. Rewind that back. What?
Go ahead. I'll wait for you to come back because I want you to, be.
No, I'm listening. My kitchen's right here, child. I'm listening to you. Honey, go around.
So he was a serial masturbator, borderline sex addict. Let's just call it what it is, child, because we had sex a lot. Like it's a lot of sex going on. And that's the guy. I also said that's the guy I peed in his mouth. Whatever. And I did, and he drank it. But,
girl, fuck this chicken. This chicken can wait, bitch. Hold on.
He did, because I had to use the bathroom one time, and he was, blowing me. And I said to him, I said, yo, I gotta go pee. He was like, just do it. I was like, do what? He was like, just do it. And I was like, okay. And he just drank it all. I was like, okay. But I ain't gonna lie, it was something so euphoric about that. I was just like, yeah.
Like these straight men at the stalls, child. It's like I'm not gonna lie, there are moments like if you've been holding it all day, like there is a relief.
That's what it was. It was like a relief,
like is this like on him or inside his throat? Like is this
no down his throat? Like he swallowed my pee.
Child, the spirit said don't even put the chicken on. There's a reason for that.
And so long story short, I went through his phone one time. I don't know why I did that, but I saw all this porn on his phone, and I'm just like, but it was on this website and it was called Tumblr, and I'm like, what the fuck is? And I'm like, what the fuck is a Tumblr? I never heard of Tumblr. I never knew what Tumblr was. I had no idea what Tumblr was, bitch. So I'm like, what is Tumblr, bitch? What is this? And I confronted him about it. We got to this big argument, whatever. So long story short, I figured out what Tumblr was on my own. So, but I couldn't find the porn section of Tumblr that he was on. So I went back into his phone again and I looked up like whatever name it was, and I typed it into my phone, and now I'm in the porn sector of Tumblr. And I see that these porn pages, they got like 60,000, 100,000 followers or people who follow them. And I'm like, they got all these people following them just based off of porn. I'm like, bitch, I could do this. I could post attractive guys. Girl, it ain't nothing, okay. So I started posting attractive models. But I was like, I need a name. And I said, at the time, the word thirst trap was really popular. So I'm posting thirst trap. And I was like, okay, thirst trap. I was like, thirst trap what? I was like, thirst trap guys. Thirst trap men.
Your microphone coming in a little shaky.
Is it better now?
Yeah, much better.
I was like, I need a name. I was like, okay, thirst trap. I was like, thirst trap what? I was like, thirst trap men. Okay, I like that. Thirst trap men. Let's go with that. But then I noticed in our gay community, and YB, maybe like when I look at the porn videos, it would be like, yeah, you like this. It would always be titled boy, like. Boy, you like this dick. You like daddy's dick, boy. So the word boy was just always coming off. So I was like,
yes, I do.
Right. So I was like, okay, thirst trap boys. Is it still glitching?
No, you're good now. You're good now.
Oh, okay, hold on.
There may be a delay in the chat, but you're good now.
Get it together, microphone. I paid a lot of money for you, bitch. So I was like, okay, thirst trap boys, okay. And I want to say one thing also before I continue with the TTB story. I was already in the entertainment spectrum, like world. I had a blog site I was competing with B Scott at the time.
Oh,
That's how well I was doing. And what I was doing was I was promoting up and coming artists in the New York area, like artists, rappers, dancers, and I was also posting celebrity gospel. I mean, news and stuff. So all I did was like TTB was just an extension to what I was doing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I created that Tumblr account, and bitch, it took off, girl. You know what I'm saying? It took off, but I want it to be different. So I said, okay, how about this? I'm not just gonna post attractive guys. I want to be nosy. I want to what are they doing in their real life? Like, let's get into the scandals. Let's become like the TMZ of the models and the porn girls. Let's get into their bag, bitch. Who slept with who? What models down low? And people were sending in the tea, and I was, doing my big one, getting the stories out there. Somebody tried to sue me. It was a whole big thing. It was a mess. But how I fully transitioned into like selling content myself was I found out on Tumblr that they were baiting. It's a word called baiting.
Mm-hmm.
Now they were baiting college folks. I didn't know they were baiting these people. I just thought they were, getting content and posting it. I had no idea. I thought it was like amateur porn, but no. What they were doing was they would bait these college people and pretend to be females in order to get their nudes, and then they would sell their nudes without them knowing online.
Right. And
they were making a lot of money doing that.
It's still very big right now in the dirty Twitter world as well.
Right. Yeah, I know. So I was like, okay. I was like, how do I? Because I want the money.
Yeah.
So I was like, but that's illegal.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go to jail because there's a couple of there's one guy spoke to me, him. Well, I'll get into that later. But he's in jail right now. Ha ha. Should have listened to me, bitch. But I said, how can I do this and make it legal? A light bulb came on in my head, bitch. I said, you know what I can do? I can find these guys that they're baiting and inbox them. And I can let these guys know, hey, so-and-so on Tumblr is making thousands and thousands of dollars off of your videos. So I did that. These guys were pissed. They're like, what? So they reported all those pages. But people, they create new ones. Mm-hmm. Report them again. They create new ones. Report them again. They create new ones. And then here's where my grand scheme kicks in. I said to these guys, I said, listen, they're going to keep making new pages. I have an idea. Your porn will always be out there because they're going to keep making new pages. And once it's on the internet, it's on the internet forever. Here's my suggestion to you. Give me the content to sell legally. And you make money, and nobody has to know that we're doing business together. So your family and friends, they don't have to know about you selling your ass or dick for money because I'm the one doing it and I'm doing it for you.
Right.
Boom. I started to eat the bait girls up. And the girls were so mad at me because their pages kept getting deleted. And they're looking at me like, how is his page still up? But little do they know, I have deals with these guys behind the scenes, and the guys are getting paid. Hello.
I know that's right.
So, you know what I mean? So that's how I got into the porn sector, and I got really big doing that. And then I had a friend. I had people come on. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Eric. They were helping me out a lot as well. And then I had Josh as well. Fuck Josh, though, and I'll get into him later. Fuck you, Josh. And Josh was, I let Josh run my Twitter account and, do things of that nature. I had like a little mini team going on.
Okay.
And Matt says to me, he was like, "Have you ever thought about doing YouTube?" And I was like, "No, like I'm porn. Like YouTube, you can't post porn on YouTube." He was like, "No. Have you ever thought about like talking to people on YouTube?" I was like, "Hell no, I don't want to talk to no fucking body, brother. I don't want to talk to no damn body. Are you fucking crazy?" So I kept saying no and no and no. But he kept on asking me. And after a while, I was like, "Okay, I'll do it. I'll give it a try." So we did it. And the first podcast is called I ever did on the original TTB Network YouTube channel. Did over 300,000 views. The very first video I did. Wow. And I was like, that's what I said. I said, okay, I'm on to something. And I did a story about Devin Hubbard. Sorry, Devin. It's no longer out there, so it doesn't matter. But
I know exactly what it is.
Yes, at the time it was the whole scandal with him and Vinnie Watson, and people wanted to know if they were fucking. So I did like a whole investigation into it, and over 300,000 people watched that video. So I just kept on going, and from there I was like, okay, I started hitting up porn stars. I was like, hey, can I interview you? My first interview I got turned out to be a viral interview because this guy, his name is Ben Masters, and white porn is mainstream.
Yeah.
Ben Masters he's a Helix guy. Well, he was a Helix adult porn star at the time. He was dating a guy named Angel Rivera.
Okay.
Angel Rivera cheated on Ben Masters with the top Helix porn star at the time named Joey Mills. Mm-hmm. Now, Joey Mills is really, really known in the porn world. He has like 18 awards. Like he's 38 million views. Like he's a known girl. And long story short, Ben Masters had a mental breakdown. He was in the hospital, tried to kill himself over that breakup. He just got out the hospital, and I slid in his DM. I was like, do you want to talk to me to share your story? Or, if you want to, you don't have to, And he talked to me and shared his story. And the next thing you know, all the major big white queer blogs, they picked the story up, like Queer Me Now. And that shit went everywhere. So now the porn stars are like, they feel comfortable because the interview I handled it well. Like even though I wanted the tea, yeah, I have to deal with his mental health. Like he just got out the hospital. I'm not about to like just go in. Like I handled it very well. So now the porn stars, they feel safe, and they're like, what, I could talk to him. So they all started to come to me with their breaking stories. So that's and that channel did really, really well. You know what I mean? And it just went on from there. And then I wanted to do like a little transition. So I saw Gemini Films.
Okay.
And I was like, what's this show? It was like the Come Up New York. I was like, So I started covering this is 2018. I started covering the Come Up New York. And then, Chasing at the time just came out like a year earlier. But I didn't start covering them yet because you never know if they're going to be around. Right. So I wanted to cover somebody who was like already established, and Gemini Films, they already had like mad projects. So I'm like, okay, I know he's going to be around, so I'm not wasting my time with this guy. So yeah, I got into the web reality world that way with Gemini Films in 2018. I went to the season 2 reunion, which was a complete mess, fights everywhere, cops everywhere. Girl, it went down.
I saw that video. Was that the one you recorded, right?
Yeah, I recorded that. Mm-hmm.
I remember watching that video we posted. It was
it was a mess. But shout out to this bitch Josh, not the one in the chat. This guy who was working with me. He was the lead writer on my original website and the lead writer on my Twitter. This motherfucker. Okay. He came up with a concept. Now stick with me, YB. He came up, how they have like sexiest man of the year or like whatever. He came up with the concept of cyber ugly of the year.
Okay.
And I was like, that's mean. Like I don't want to be I don't want to do that. He was like, no, that's just the title of the article, but the truth is when I type up the article, what I'm doing is I'm taking someone that's really attractive, but that the public keeps calling ugly.
Okay.
Like it's like a fuck you to the public type shit.
Okay.
And there was this two people who were in a relationship. Was this white boy and a guy named Amari Stewart. I forgot the white boy's name, but the white boy was really, really popular. Like he was the it white boy. And when he started to date Amari Stewart, everybody was bashing Amari Stewart, like, oh, he's so ugly, he's so this, you deserve better. So Josh was like, that's who I'm gonna make a story about. And the article was really nice. Like it was a big fuck you to everybody clowning this man, because the man is not ugly. Amari Stewart is not ugly.
Right.
But nobody read the article, they just read the headline. And little did I know, Amari Stewart had a friend in a high place named Tanyu Mangu, whatever her fuck her name is. Long story short, that girl was on MTV. She had an MTV show at the time. She had over like 2 million followers. She retweeted the article and was like, I'm gonna take you down. And oh my God, it was this whole big shit show. It was a mess, you know? And I told Josh, I said, just leave it at that, you know, never do that again. He did it again. And I forgave him the second time. And then he got in, the last straw was when he got into it with another blogger. He got into it with the owner of Pop Glitz. I don't know if you guys know what Pop Glitz is. It's they used to be featured on the Real Housewives of Atlanta back in the day. Like, okay. Before they used to feature like B. Scott's articles, they would always feature his articles. I don't know what happened to them. But anyway, so he got into an argument with the owner of Pop Glitz. And I was like, that's not a good look for my fucking brand. Like, what the fuck? You're fired. I let him go. And life went on. But then a year later, I go log in to my shit and it's deleted. My fucking YouTube channel was fucking deleted. Everything, all of that hard work, all of those interviews, all of that viewership, all gone. Fucking gone. My original website, gone. My original website, gone. My original Facebook page, he posted porn to it so it could get deactivated, like so Facebook could shut it down. And I was really pissed. I was pissed about the Facebook page the most because on Facebook, not only did I have over 100,000 followers on Facebook, that Facebook page was attached to my real Facebook page.
Oh, wow.
So when I lost that page, I lost my real Facebook page with all of my memories going back from 2009 that I could never ever get back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like yeah. You can rebuild your brand, but I can't get those memories back, you stupid motherfucker. So
damn, I'm sorry.
I was devastated for a little while. And then I bounced back, and now I'm better than ever. Now he's mad as fuck. Now I'm an award winner. Suck my dick.
Period. Hey, we gotta go. And that's that segues in perfectly, you know, on the road to entrepreneurship and doing all the great things that you've done. I'm quite sure you haven't gone through it unscathed. Can you speak to, if any, hardships that you endured on your journey of being an entrepreneur? And if so, can you share some key points, some things that you learned along the way? Maybe there's someone in the chat that can walk away from this feeling a little more encouraged in knowing how to do something better and what it is they're trying to do. Maybe.
Well, shit, yeah, that was a major fucking blow. What I just said to you now. I lost that motherfucker set me back. You know what I'm saying? He set me the fuck back. I had to do everything all over again from scratch, bitch. That was a lot. So I will say to people in the chat, never give up. And I know it sounds cliche, but persevere. And the other hard thing I went through was I went through a 5-year breakup during building TTB, you know. And there were days where, you know, and I moved back to New York during this. I left North Carolina, moved back to New York. My friend said, you know, because I didn't want to stay in my apartment because all I saw was memories of me and my ex at the time, you know, walking around, like I didn't want that. But at the time, I didn't have money for New York rent because the price is too damn high. So my friend, shout out to my friend Anthony, shout out to you, Anthony. He was like, you could stay with me. Just get your head right. So I was like, okay. So he let me stay with him, and I cried on that couch for a good 6 months. Literally. And then he woke me up one day, and he was like, Trap, baby, we gotta go. We gotta move on. Like, you can't cry on this couch forever. Like, I understand that was a 5-year relationship. I understand you thought it was gonna be forever. I understand he got his tattoo on you. I get it. But baby, you can't sleep on this couch and cry forever. I need you to go out there and work. You gotta bring money in. I love you. I let you stay here rent free for 6 months, but you got to bring in money. Like, hello, help me out, bitch. And I was like, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So I woke the fuck up and went back to work, bitch.
I know that's right.
TTB mode. You know what I'm saying? And I, started doing the porn. Like I told you, started bringing money from the porn. And then I started selling merchandise, started bringing money from the merchandise. So I was doing okay. And then I had a side job at the time as well, So I was doing okay. So I did go through some hardships, and you just can't give up. Like, so many people want it easy. They just want to come in and just be the head bitch. I'm the it girl, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, that's not how it is. Like, and people only see the highs. They only see that I'm an award-winning platform now, but they don't understand that it took me to get here. What I've been through to get here. Hell, even my childhood, like I had to go through all of that to get here. You know what I'm saying? So just don't give up and really, really, really be consistent. People are not consistent, YB. And I get on you about that too. I love you.
Yeah.
But you gotta be consistent.
That's true.
Yeah, because how you know what I'm saying? If you're not putting out consistent content, how does that happen? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just be consistent, persevere. Also have a plan. Write down your thoughts and ideas, where you want to go. Do you just want to do YouTube? Like, I didn't want it, like I said, like I wanted a brand. You know what I mean? So I could venture into other things. If I want to be in porn, I could be in porn. If I want to do the web world, I could do the web world. If I want to do mainstream news, crime shows, whatever, I can pivot. It's a whole brand.
Right.
So that's what I want to do. And I wanted to have different avenues. We got YouTube, we got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got TikTok. I've been on Bigo. You know what I mean? Like, make my rounds. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they're just in like one spot. And that's not good. And I told the same thing. Shout out to Gay E Magazine. I love them. Shout out to Keith. He's killing it on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I think he has like close to 60,000 followers on Instagram. That's amazing. But if you check the Twitter or if you check the Facebook, it's lagging. Like, you got to get those up there too. Like, try to be cohesive. Try to be cohesive all around the board. You know what I mean? That's what I would tell people. You got to be get on Twitter, bitch. TikTok is the move right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I posted a clip of that Gardini interview on TikTok. The clip has more views than the fucking interview does. The clip has like close to 8,000 views, and the interview's at like 6. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I definitely agree, and we've had many conversations about that. Kat is always telling me the same thing, child. Like, girl, you got to be consistent. You got to put this out and put this out. I'm just like, child. Which goes into the next question. Doing all of these things, running a business, running a brand, how do you juggle everything? How do you have a personal life? We know that you have a loving, partner in your life. How do you deal with everything? How do you have time for self? How do you have time for fucking and pleasing your man, honey? Hello, God. How do you have time to just do all the things that are outside of your actual workspace?
By making time, this might sound crazy, but by making time within the time. And what I mean by that is this TTB is a 24/7 job. If I put it like to you this way, I was on vacation for 3 months. I don't know anybody in the world, and thank you to God for that. He allowed, because of TTB, and I was able, and because of what my partner does too. My partner makes coins as well, so
yes, God.
Because of that, we were able to be on vacation for 3 whole months. We literally rented out a nice oceanfront hotel. Just amazing. For 3 months, we were there on vacation. But just because I was on vacation, I was working every single day. You know what I mean? And of course, you stop, to have time with your man to, because you need that time to talk and connect and have sex and do all those things.
Yeah.
But very much, I'm always on top of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And during that time, because I told you earlier about the whole selling porn files and how I did it. By this time, I had created so much. I had so much of an archive that I wanted a platform where I can host it at. And Avian Media, they are the #1 porn place in the world, porn company in the world. And they launched a website called Avian Stars.
Okay.
So I partnered with them to host my content.
Okay.
And the way I viewed it was, and I created a marketing campaign. And the way I viewed it was like Netflix for me, but Netflix for porn. And instead of subscribing to like 18 different OnlyFans accounts, you can come here and see everybody for one set price.
Interesting.
And at first I charged $5 because I'm it's hard out here. People ain't got it. But then they took half. So if it's $5, I'm making $2.50. I said, bitch, that ain't gonna work because by the time I need to see the real coins that I want to see, I'm gonna need to have like thousands of followers, and I need money right now.
Right.
So I took a gamble. I said I'm gonna change this price to $25 a month, and we're gonna fucking see what happens. 630 subscribers later, paying $25 a month. They only took 5 from the 20, so I was making $20 each subscriber. Now I ain't no math person, but you do the math. $20 times 630. That's how much I was making a month, just off of that.
Girl, that's $12,600 a month. Yes. And how long did you do that for?
Oh, that's another thing I'm gonna get into. Also on Avian Stars at the time, they had a top 10 list. Now, if you're in the top 10, you get a bonus. If you're number 1, you get $1,500. If you're number 2, you get 12, and so on and so on and so on. I was in the top 10 for 3 years straight.
Girl, without that, that's $151,200 a year. Child, fuck working for somebody else when you can do it for yourself.
Yeah, but taxes are a bitch because you gotta.
True that.
I'm telling you, them 1099s are not fun.
But it goes to show that through your story, you can literally turn something from nothing and really make it work for you as long as you do continue to push forward. Like that's really
and I was doing so well, and I'm still right now. I thank God for merchandise, thank God for YouTube, and thank God for my savings. You know what I'm saying? But Avian Stars, they sadly closed down in April 2020. They closed down of April this year, April 2022. So right now, I have to find another, hosting spot, and then I have to create another marketing campaign, and then I have to convince people to resubscribe. It's gonna have to do it like all over again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm built for it. Why not? Why not?
You definitely are. I'll say that much. Okay. I definitely appreciate that advice, and I hope a lot of people in the chat appreciate it too, or anybody who's going to be watching the replay can get something out of that. Because on the road to success, we are obviously it's an absolute thing. You don't have to think about it. Is it going to come? No, hardship is going to come. Hard times are going to come. But do you have the will? Do you have the strength to continue to reinvent yourself and to stay the course on what you feel is going to be not just a dream, but a reality for yourself? Girl.
And this was the hardest year of my life, business wise, dealing with my heart condition.
Right.
Like people would see me live for 7 or 8 hours, not realizing I was literally just in the hospital for 4 before I started the live. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing a stress. I was just at the cardiologist. Like, so when people like whine and complain about me having the #1 spot, or why do people watch him? There's so many other people. Like, why? Like, how come he took over so fast, and how he did this? Why he hosting the reunion? Like, whatever people say about me is like because I put in the fucking work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah, bitch. I know that's right.
It just is what it is. You gotta work. What Brittany said, you want a Maserati? You better work, bitch.
You gotta work.
You gotta work.
So we know that you have so much content under your platform. Which do you prefer? The adult entertainment world or the web reality world?
Girl, right? Okay. Oh, honey. The web reality world is super toxic. It's a mental hellhole. Because and it's not even with the cast members. It's more so with other content creators that are a thorn in my ass. Like they're like this butt plug that just won't come out. Like I just don't understand. Like we're all content creators, right? And I use that word loosely for some of them. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you want to do your big one? Work, bitch. Like create content, create great content. Do your thing. Do what the fuck you're supposed to do. Like get off my dick. Stop watching me. And create content, amazing content, so you could be the cream of the crop, girl. Watching me ain't gonna fucking help you. I'll tell you that right now. So I honestly would say I would prefer the porn world.
Okay.
Only because
it's probably a lot more lucrative for you too over on that side.
It's way more lucrative, way more viewership, no headaches. No headaches at all. They don't give me a headache. They come on, they do the interview, and they go back to sucking dick. Great.
Yes, buddy.
Not in the porn, not in this web reality world. I do an interview, then we got other people reviewing the interview and talking about the interview, and it becomes a whole big shit show. It becomes like, why am I the topic, bitch? Like I don't understand.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Okay. Segueing into stuff that's still in that space. So being a central hub for all things media worthy, child, how do you keep an unbiased perspective?
Because I don't give a fuck. I mean, I hate to sound unprofessional. I hope that doesn't sound unprofessional, but that's the problem. Like, okay, with a lot of other people, I feel like they care way too much. When I get off of here, I'm going to lay down. I'm going to sleep. Like when I am my live, you think I'm still thinking about whatever the fuck I just spoke about? No. I'm playing video games. I'm fucking my man. We're going on dates. I'm on vacation. Like, this don't leave me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a job to do, but like all that other shit, like I don't give a fuck about it. So I'm not so invested in people's personal beef. So I'll be neutral and I'll be unbiased because I'm not invested. I don't give a fuck about y'all beef. Y'all beef not really paying my bills. I don't give a fuck. You don't like that man. I don't give a fuck. And don't.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you saw you had a personal bias?
No, not yet.
Mm. That's extremely professional. It's hard to do.
I mean, what should I be biased about? I'm TTB. Fuck yeah.
Oh.
Yes. And I mean that in the most respectful way. It's like I'm TTB, bitch. Like I have my own brand. I don't get. I'm not here to get personal with y'all.
I know that's right.
I was eating before y'all. I'm gonna eat after y'all. I was winning before y'all. I'm gonna win after y'all. Like, girl, what?
Speaking of winning,
I'm sorry.
Speaking of winning, honey, the news was announced yesterday, child. How does it feel that you are going to be the reunion host for season 5 of Chasing Atlanta?
Can you just hold it? I have to go get my charger. Is that okay with you?
Go do your thing. Let me drop this chicken in the oven real quick.
Okay, talk to the audience. Talk to the audience.
Oh yeah, let me talk to y'all real quick, child. My oven is on 400 degrees right now, and they say 350, child. But that's, I feel like, why not start off at 400? Again, y'all, like the video, comment, subscribe, child, to the platform. Also, make sure if you are already not a subscriber of the TTV platform, make sure you guys go over there and subscribe, honey. Hello, God. Purchase some of his merchandise, girl. Hello. Again, earlier there was a glitch in this old building, child. Hello, God. There was a leak in this old building, bitch, and I had to repair it. So I appreciate again TTV in the chat, y'all holding it down, girl. Yes, God. Thank y'all so much. Ooh, girl. We're getting into the things. Okay. What's up, Chris? Mm-hmm. Yes, my moderator's holding it down. I haven't seen not one negative bitch in the building. Hello, God. I appreciate that. Y'all must be sniping the girls. What's up, Lisa? How you doing? Yes, Kiari. Hello.
My boyfriend got a fat ass. That's true, Joshua.
I do kind of want to touch on it before we get into Chasing Reality. Just in your relationship, though, like it seems like you have a very supportive partner. In everything.
Oh my God! I thanked him last night. I gave him the biggest hug and kiss, and I said,
you know, when you said it like that, I was like, oh, child, yeah, let's get into it.
No, I gave him the biggest hug and kiss, and I said to him, I said, I might not say this enough, because I've said it to him before, but, you know, we got to say it again. I said, me winning an award this year and me hosting the reunion, none of that could have been possible without your support. Because you have helped, like this year with this heart condition, like he has held me down. You know, there was like I was so bad at one point, and people, y'all wouldn't have known this because I was live with you guys. But I was so bad to the point where I couldn't even wash dishes some days. I couldn't take out the trash. I just really couldn't do a lot of things. I couldn't even walk 2 blocks at one point. It was really, really bad, you know. And he held down the fort because it could be a lot on him too mentally, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely get that.
Hold on, Dre Summer was shading me for. I just spoke to Dre Summer yesterday. What he shading me for? Was he shading me? Was he really shading me, or was it playful shade? Because you know, me and Dre Summer, we have a very playful relationship. So.
Okay. So let's get back into this news, child. How does it feel that you're going to be one of the first content creator, commentator that has been invited to host the Chasing Reality platform?
It's an honor, but it's an honor, but it's also it's heavy. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of stress as well because I don't want to let you guys down. You know, when I mean you got not just the cousins, but I mean like fellow content creators. Like, you know, I spoke to you on the phone earlier, YP. Like I don't want to let y'all down because like when I'm in that hosting chair, I'm not just repping for me. Like I'm repping for all of us, you know?
Right.
So I don't want to let you guys down.
I think you're going to do an amazing job. I really do. I think your balanced nature and your realism is going to shine through. I believe that the cast is definitely going to respect you, and you're going to get into the minutiae, all of the things, and probably because you're coming from it from our kind of perspective, you're going to dig in, and I think like we're going to get a lot of answers to some questions, and the girls won't be able to hide.
Yeah, it's just.
I think you're going to do good.
I hope so. You know, it's just a lot of pressure. You know, because I have a lot of people telling me like you're gonna kill it, and it's like, bitch, what if I don't? Like, the fuck?
You are.
What if I have an off day, bitch? Like,
it's gonna be fine. If I don't even get into that. I was like, some of the girls can do it. I know this is what we do. This is what we've actually been rooting for in the content creating world for these web series, to stop trying to always get the biggest celebrity girl, because like I spoke to you earlier, y'all already have the numbers. It doesn't matter who you bring in as long as they're going to be a good host. Don't be worried about the celebrity profile, because chasing y'all girls already have that. Just bring in someone who's really going to bring something to the table. So I think because of the experience that you have in this realm, it's going to serve you well in that realm. So I have no anxiety for you at all, at least for me. I think you're going to do an amazing job.
Hold on. What the fuck is going on over here? We're gonna see. My ring light is acting up, bitch. Get it together, whore.
Okay, just like in Mariah fashion, light, darling, lights, darling.
Mind you, even on my own lives, I don't even use ring light. But for you, I had to get it together.
Oh, thank you.
I even had to brush this wig, darling, just for you. Just normally,
I saw some people in the chat talking about, "Ooh, he got on his professional wig tonight."
Yeah. No, normally I just throw the wig on the floor and I pick it up and I go. But I said no. I'm talking to YB, darling. I have to brush. So I brushed the wig down just for you, honey, just for you.
Thank you.
Yes, because YB, I don't think you realize. Let me give you your flowers really quickly.
Oh,
and I've said this to you as well. You're a big deal to us. Well, let me speak for me. I'm gonna speak on the I. You're a big deal to me. Like, I love your content. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I love how you see the forest through the trees.
Yeah, that's my motto.
You know what I'm saying? And I absolutely, and I told you your favorite is the car conversations. It's my favorite guilty pleasure at like 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, yes, bitch. I'm just watching you go off. Road rage. The road rage is real, and I love it.
Chow, I appreciate that. Thank you. At a time where I've been real inconsistent with a lot of things, and to see people, because I'm not gonna lie, I've talked to you earlier about it. It's like I'm battling in this space. I'm trying to find. That's why I kind of asked some of those earlier questions to see if I can take something from that and apply it to my own life. Because between work, between all the personal, it's kind of hard to get out here and do videos and make sure they're edited the right way, to make sure your commentary is on point, to make sure you're always giving what the people are used to seeing. And sometimes I can be defeated in those moments and be like, girl, let me just take a step back, because like, I'll be so overwhelmed by question, do I still want to do this? So,
and also you gotta, I will say this. Trying to say it the right way. If you can't push through, then you might have to walk away. For real. And I say that in the most loving way possible, because if this is something like you really, really like, if something that you love, you're always gonna find a way to push through.
I used to love it. I'm not gonna lie, I used to love it so much. And maybe it's the different things, or I talk openly about my own mental health and things of that nature, and sometimes it can just be like, girl, like, what you love to do should not feel stressful, should not feel like a job, in my opinion.
I agree.
But I've been known to take some hefty breaks in my time, but there's that little thing in me, and Kat is always telling me this, like, bitch, remember last time you took a break, girl? It was now I'm like, girl, I don't want to let anybody down, because the kids are always telling me and giving me my things, and I do appreciate that, and I appreciate you for giving me my things as well. But Child, it's a balancing act. I'll get it together at some point or another.
Yeah, breaks are needed. Like normally, I take a summer break.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take one last year. I'm definitely taking one this year.
Mm.
I take a summer break and I'll go away for a good month and a half, and I do absolutely nothing. For nothing. I don't give a fuck what happens, who did it. I don't care what robbery. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I shut everything. I'm not writing nothing. We ain't posting nothing. Fuck this. Fuck it all. For a good month and a half, because you need that.
That recharge.
Yes. So I will say this is the most like I haven't had a recharge in a long time.
You've been active. I said in the introduction earlier, like almost for a whole month straight, it was 7-hour lives, girl. The kids would be up and your chat would go up. Like I've never really seen people's chat have those kinds of numbers 3-4 o'clock in the morning on a fucking Wednesday.
Right.
Literally, I have talked to y'all on the line, girl, as I am transitioning shifts, about to leave, and the numbers will still be all the way up into the roof, girl, and it's just crazy.
I know, and shout out to the cousins because they be there. And last night I got real emotional on the live because I said I wanted to take a break, because I do take, I need a break, bitch. And this one lady named Key, she came up, and I could tell she was going through something. And I said to her, in this moment, like, is this therapy for you? Like you being up here talking to me? And she just broke down and she was like, yes, her nephew, she just buried her nephew. He, I could think he was murdered or whatever. And she was like, TTB, I understand you need your break. But she was like, you don't understand what you mean to me and how you helped save my life. Like, I don't have nobody to talk to, TTB. I talk to you through the screen at 4 o'clock in the morning. You are my break. You're my saving grace. Basically, that's what I got from the conversation. And that just, and I've gotten emails like that before.
Right.
But to actually hear it and see somebody so emotionally like broken in that moment, tell me that, I cried with her on the live. Like it's from the last night. It's from last night's live. If anybody didn't see it. And it just motivates you to keep on going. And I kind of don't want to take a break just for her, but I have to take the break for me. You know what I'm saying? We
can't. I always tell people, even out of this space, I can't. Even the strong people all the time, I can't do nothing for you if I have nothing for myself.
Right.
If I don't have the strength to carry myself, I'm not going to have the strength to carry you. So it is important to take a break and to make sure that your own batteries are recharged, that you can carry on this media, honey, mogul legacy of keeping the girls gathered and highly flavored. Hello, God.
Not highly flavored. I can't. But yeah, so.
I wanted, because since we're in the realm, and I don't want to be here till I want to keep too much of your time. I know you have pork chops to get to. I know you're fiending for the pork chops. Hello, God.
Oh, it's fine. I can, child. You know how I get down. Talk to me, darling.
Child, yes. So I know that we're in the realm of giving flowers, right? So I do find it important that we continue with that in this moment. So as a surprise, I gathered up as many of the girls as I could or that would answer the call and put together a little something for you.
What? Shut up.
I'm going to play it now. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as you receive more flowers.
Girl, no.
Pop, it's the darling December, and I just want to say you have been such an amazing person to me personally. We had a sold out collaboration, the Audacity of December, that really wouldn't have came into fruition if it wasn't for you, creating the idea and getting me to put the fire under my ass and put it out. We made magic together, some very great moments in this web sphere that we are in. I've gotten into a lot of trouble on your platform, and I just want to thank you for always being unbiased and allowing all of us to come and have a safe space to say a lot of unsafe shit. whether it's in the name of reads, fun, or whatever. I love you. I can't wait to meet up and link with you one day and make some more magic. And keep being you, Sissy Pop.
I want to shout out TTV. Thank you for everything you've done. Since being introduced to your platform, I have gained so many more friends and followers and people who support and love me. And I thank you for having this platform and giving people like me an opportunity to grow, to meet new people, to tell their story. And without you, I don't think that I would have garnered so many more supporters and so many people to hear my story and love on me and cherish and give me all the accolades and, you know, uplift me and, you know, just thank you so much, TTV, for all you've done and all you are doing. You're a great addition to the community, and the community needs you. And I love you, and I care about you, and I thank you so very much.
What's up? It's your boy, Carrie D. I'm here to say, hey, Mr. TTV, I'm so proud of you. I want to thank you for always shining a light on our entertainment, whether it comes to music, reality shows, all of the above. Thank you for being there and making us newsworthy. Keep it up. I'm so proud of you.
Trap, is your bro Bubs the God here. Hey, and I just want to say thank you so much for being an amazing individual and that you were really blessed. I hope you accept that you're really blessed. Like, amidst all the things that are going on behind the scenes, you have done it again. This is the phoenix rising from the ashes when it comes to TTV. And look at all of your amazing accolades, okay? First of all, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be part of an amazing panel that is award-winning, as well as sharing your platform with other people and being a prominent space in the LGBT community of color and in the urban sector of YouTube. You are doing the motherfucking thing. That's why your ass is #1. I'm excited for what God has for you in the future, and keep going, my nigga. One award down, so many more to go.
Okay, on period, it's the official campaign, y'all, and TTV, okay, not only, okay, it's the #1 source for LGBT media on the internet, okay, but they have also played a big part, okay, in encouraging and uplifting the LGBTQ community as well. TTV has supported the official campaign, okay, and we receiving love and light back, okay. I pray that God continues to bless you, okay, in your platform.
This is Hershey LaCour today, and I want to say shout out to TTB, keeping the girls informed, and overall giving not only the community at large, but specifically the Black LGBTQIA+ community a voice and a space to be heard. We love you and we celebrate you.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Alicia Love from Chasing LA, Season 1, and I want to say thank you so much to TTB and Thirst Trap Boys for opening your amazing platform and letting other LGBTQ people have a voice. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the love and success. Mwah.
Thirst Trap Boys, I just want to say thank you for supporting your community, bringing us news and great content. You know, I hold you in my heart personally and business. And I love you so much. And you guys really inspire me. Keep your head up, stack your bread up, and keep going, baby. I'm so proud of how far you guys came. Jayla Jaylon out. I love you so much.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Andre, and I just want to send a special shout out to my boy, the voice of TTV, over at the TTV Network. Thank you so much for all that you do, for all of your support, and stay tuned for Chasing LA Season 2. Shout out to the TTV Network. See you guys soon.
Yo, TTV, what's up? It's your boy Ike, Chasing Atlanta Season 5. Listen, I just stopped through to commend you at being so great at what you do. The grind, the hustle, your craft, you're incomparable. You know, this year alone to me has proven not only your worth to our community, but that you're one of the best in the business. To me, you're our Wendy Williams. You know, you're the panel is like our Breakfast Club. So thank you so much for always pouring into our shows, pouring into our brands individually to help us expand our reach to those audiences that may not be familiar with us. It really means a whole lot. So a lot of times you get caught in giving us our flowers, and I just want to make sure that the same thing is done in return, because you deserve them. You know, if it wasn't for you, a lot of us wouldn't even be seen. So thank you, Sissy Pop, for being who you are. I pray that God continues to elevate you and bless you with innovative ideas to keep the engine going. That's everything TTB related. We love you. The cousins gonna always be tuned in, and we got your back. Take care.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy K-Star, giving a huge shout out to TTB. Just want to say that everything that TTB is doing with his network has been giving the community a voice. He's been making a space for all of us to sit down and talk with each other, get all our grievances out, learn more about us, our music, the things that we got going on. And I have to say that it's been really good for the community. It's really been putting a lot of streams in our pockets, a lot of money in our pockets. It's been really doing well. But TTB just has one of those personalities. It's just like, you gotta love him. So huge shout out to TTB. Love you. Please continue to do great things. We appreciate you, and we hope that you are around for many, many more years. Thank you.
What's up, TTB? It's your boy Tramel. I just wanted to come through and say a couple of words in your honor. You know, I've always enjoyed your platform. You've always been fair. You've always been funny. You've always been super duper entertaining. You know, I love the platform that you created for LGBTQ plus creatives. You give us an opportunity to express ourselves. You give us an opportunity to, you know, hash out our differences. And you always remain neutral and yet compassionate, honest, fair. And I've always loved that about you. I think you are destined for great, great things. You know, winning the award, you know, for best platform, well deserved. And you're just gonna go higher and higher and higher. You have an amazing personality. You have an amazing team of people that you work with. And I just enjoy you. And this is just a celebration of you. And I am so excited for all the things that you have coming up. And I can't wait to talk to you about the things that I got coming up. Because, you know, I want to talk to you too.
Hey, what's going on, TTB? This your boy Jamar4 here once again. Here to give you your flowers, here to tell you to do your big one. You know, all the things, you know, showing you your appreciation, because, you know, those of us here in the LGBT, especially the web reality space, you know, we're kind of all that we have. So I think it's very, very important that we lift each other up and give each other our appreciation. So on behalf of course, Scotty and myself, and of course my business partner over at Lesquisite.com, that's the Prelude, we want to give you all of your flowers, all of your coots, all your kudos, because it's not easy. We know as content creators that, you know, running, you know, a business and trying to constantly put out content in addition to being in a relationship, having a job, and all these things are not easy. And we appreciate you still pushing forward, providing the children with tons and tons of content. So shout out to you, keep doing what you're doing, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye, man.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and one thing that I must say about TTB is that his platform has grown very rapidly over the past year. It's very amazing to see how things are going, and you know, he's won awards. His name has been mentioned in a lot of these storylines on like Chasing Atlanta and any of these other shows. It's pretty amazing to see his growth and where he's going to go next, and the things that he wants to do, you know, in the future for the TTB Entertainment Network. I want to see it grow, and I want him to continue to be blessed and do the things that he wants to absolutely do, and be an inspiration to others around him and those that may look up to him. I'm out.
What the fuck, YB? What are you trying to do to me?
Honey, just had to give the flowers. I want to stop before we start. I have to say this. This is definitely inspired for what the Cats Meow did for me for my birthday. I recently was going through some mental shit, right? And Kat had to remind me. He sent me a copy of the video, and I said, you know what? I would like to pay something like that for it. Hearing something is different than seeing something, and experiencing that, and to know that those are really genuine, heartfelt words can lift anyone, even if you already feel lifted. And us as content creators, a lot of times don't get the flowers that we're owed. So I'm in a lot of ways paying it forward for what Kat did for me. I now wanted to do for you. And shout out to everybody who participated in the video. I really do appreciate y'all.
Yes, that was wow. I'm trying not to cry. That was amazing and much needed because it's hard. It gets. I'm human too. You know what I mean? I have
Yeah.
my day. I have my days where I like just don't want to, log on sometimes or write anything or do anything. And so okay. And also when you're like living in the moment, my partner tells me all the time, he's like, you don't realize your impact. I'm like, because I'm living in the moment. Like like sometimes you have to like just sit back and just like enjoy the relish of your works, or however the saying goes. And I haven't really done that. So to hear that was amazing, and thank you to everybody who participated. And yeah, that was really sweet. Like, what are you doing, YB? What's going on? What are you fucking doing?
I told you, I'm Barbara Walters, honey. I try to think of the things, honey, and I'm a very heartfelt person, and I think it's important that we do let people know.
And mind you, I knew this was coming too. I knew it was coming because when we spoke earlier on the phone,
yeah.
I had a feeling it was going to be that, and it was, but I still wasn't prepared to hear.
That's why, if you could tell, there were some, late submissions, child, and some of the girls I have to, I might slay y'all hoes later, but
no, we can slay them. No, we can slay them now.
This is my thing, and I really, child, I didn't want to bring this up because this is a celebrative moment. But I do want to say this.
Are they being shady or something?
No, not even that though. A lot of people answered the call. And when you answer the call and you say yes, all I asked for is the follow through. All I requested was an under a minute video and featured basically almost everyone, not almost everyone, because you have a lot of bitches on your platform, child, through the years. I did some reaching out to people who've only graced your platform, really, basically.
Right.
In the LGBT space. So I just was like, okay, girl, y'all, but you see, you can go live and you can do this, that, and the third, and all of the things. I have to say this as content creators. This is, as I pointed out, like our version of the Breakfast Club. We are, in your platform, most definitely is the entertainment spotlight for what's going on within our community, right? And I feel like I'm not going to say no one owes us nothing. Ain't nobody doing none of that shit. All I'm saying though is, if you say you're going to do something, do it.
Do it.
That's all I had. That's all I really have to say. And it's not being shady or nothing, because I know people are going to watch like, girl, whatever. We don't owe y'all whole shit. No, you don't. But in the same likeness where you want us to promote your stuff and you want to be relevant in today's space, I do ask that, girl, you follow through. Especially now, if you were one of those hoes that left me on scene, girl, that's the tea. But if you seen it and said you was going to follow and actually put in the words, I need you to follow through. Because y'all hoes ain't gracing the main stages yet.
Well, I'm not even mad at those people. Whoever left you on scene, tell me who left you. You don't have to tell me now. You can tell me off camera who left you on scene, so I can then leave them on scene.
Well, most of them were on scene, and then some were seen just with a heart.
Okay, got you.
I took that as like a non-verbal, yeah, bitch, I got you. But then if I'm personally one of those girls, I can't be a judge. That's innuendo. I need motherfucking hardcore facts. So the bitches that say yes, that's who I got the heart on for. But it's okay, girl. It is what it is.
It's fine. It's all right.
But I will say this, though. Across that, I didn't experience any negativity. I do want to say that, though. Even the girls who didn't answer the call in physical form, they were really about that shit. And they spoke great things about you.
That's wonderful. I
I will
appreciate it.
I will say that enough. It's not a shady situation at all to be real. I just think maybe the girls are busy. I get it, girl. But it is what it is, honey. These people right here that came through, and even the ones that didn't, they truly do love you. They wanted to give you your flowers, and what better place to do it was right here. And
I appreciate it because the bitch works hard. Okay, so I really, 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 really appreciate it a lot, and that meant a lot to me. You have no idea. So thank you so much for putting that together. And I'm just But I like the most. I like when people like my personality. That really warms my heart because I like my personality too. But you never know who might not like your personality. So when people say that, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you for saying that. I'm a little crazy, So I'm like,
well, our personalities coincide with what it is that we do, and I think. I'm not gonna lie. I think earlier in the space, because when you first entered the web reality, there was a lot of mess. So I think people probably viewed, and I'm not gonna lie. Early on too, I was like, "Child, I don't know about this TTV girl. There seems to be a lot of mess being cooked over there in this space." But again, being a bitch who sees forest through trees, being a bitch who sits back before making pure cold judgments all the time, and saying, "Girl, I see the opening up." And I saw a point in your creative space where there was a shift. Did you recognize early on that that's how a lot of people kind of viewed your space when you first walked into this area?
I probably didn't care. I still don't care, honestly, respectfully, because you got to understand. I'm not gonna say I advocate the mess, you know what I mean? But I can't help who is arguing on my platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just I just let it flow. I just let things happen. Really, that's just what it was. But
that was my aha moment. I'm not gonna lie, that was my aha moment. I was like, girl, I pretty much in a lot of ways have done the same thing. Where it's just like, girl, let me just, sometimes the tea is too hot, girl, and it's just like, bitch, this ain't me. This y'all hoes going at it. So, girl, it is what it is.
I ain't got shit to do with that. I be quiet. I mute my mic. I'm like, okay, because I'm not screaming over nobody to shut up. And then, unfortunately, when you mute somebody's mic, they can unmute it.
Yeah, I don't like that feature.
Yeah, they need to take that feature off because a lot of people be like, TTB, why don't you mute this person's microphone? I'm like, because they're gonna unmute the fucking mic. There's no point in me even attempting to do anything. So I just let it happen, just be organic and just let it flow. And hopefully people will hopefully people will see my personality through it, through the mess. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they have eventually.
And obviously seeing such a diverse platform too. You have a lot of different areas that you cater to, and I like that about your platform too. It's very diverse. You recently got out with during Pride Child and talked to some folks. So how was that experience?
That's amazing. And that's why I really need this health issue to be done with because I've been wanting to do that a year ago. Like I'm kind of late to that, but I've been wanted to be out amongst because I'm a people person in a sense. I'm an introvert, so I like my alone time. But when I get out in front of people, I love it. And I had such an amazing time doing that. And moving forward, that's the route that I want to. That's what I want to do. Like when I did "How Smart Are You?" I'm still bringing that back, but I would love to.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I would like to do that in person. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do that in person. Yeah, like I just want to do more things, and I want to start also. There's a lot of LGBT like homelessness, and there's just things that I want to do. Where I want to do like documentaries to capture like what's really, really happening out there, what people are really going through. Like I want to pull up with my camera and my microphone, and I want to talk to people directly. What's going on at this shelter? How are they treating you here? Are you getting, you know what I mean? Like, I really want to because it's only so much I can do right here.
You're a boots on the ground kind of guy.
I want to reach out and touch people because life is limited. And I watch a lot of documentaries, and I'm stuck in the 60s, YB. I don't know what it is. And, that whole "we shall overcome" and all that good shit. That's just where I'm at. Like, I feel like we need that now more than ever because there's so much negativity going on, and I don't see nobody doing that. Like pull up at a homeless. I used to do that. It wasn't on camera, but I would pull up to homeless shelters and feed people, and I would volunteer. So this is what I want to do, but like on camera and just do things like that to really, do back to school drives, go to neighborhoods and give out gifts to the kids for Christmas. Like I really want to do some stuff, but I can't do that here.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's really what I want to do.
I think as human beings, the stresses of life were paid so attention to that we forget that service and giving back is extremely important, and that's how we continue the human experience. Because I think this generation, and not just the people in this generation, everyone really across the board, humanity's lost that. Like no one gives a fuck about no one anymore. It's horrible. So,
But I do, and that's my problem. That's a little bit of my problem. That's gonna be my demise if I don't get it together, because I care way too much. I care way too much about people because we're not on this planet alone.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how could you not care about that soul next to you? Like, oh, I don't give a fuck if he lives or dies. Like, what are you talking about? That man has a family, or that lady has a family. Like something like, how do you not care?
You know what kills me? The other night I was watching Titanic for like the 5,000th time. And I think that movie, like, again, when you're younger watching it, you don't really think nothing about it. Like, okay, whatever. But as an adult, like I see the forest through the trees through that situation. Like, girl, it also spoke heavy to like how people treat each other and how we do not give a fuck. You have some that are compassionate and you have some that are just downright evil. Then you just have some that just don't give a fuck about nothing. Like you said earlier, it's just horrible, horrible, horrible.
And that's what I've encountered in this web reality space. There are some creators who they thrive off of negativity, and they're heartless. They don't give a fuck, anything for a click, anything for a view. They will drag you down. They will slide your name through the mud, and I'm just not that bitch.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's been weird for me dealing with that. But I've been paying it because I'm winning.
Period. Period.
Talk about me, bitch. Thank you.
3 more questions. And they're really easy. At least I think they're easy. Question number 1. Deepest fear.
Oh, YB, why are you doing this to me, child? Being forgotten. I want to be remembered because so many people die every day, and you don't know these. You don't know who people. Thousands of people died today. You don't know these people.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But you remember Martin Luther King? You remember Martin Luther King? You remember Malcolm X? Like these are people in the history. I want to be remembered, and that's why I told you I want to do something that's worth being remembered for. Because the entertainment business is fun, it's great, but people only remember you for a short little while, even after you die. And the only lady who's really been remembered is Marilyn Monroe. Like she's the only one who's like still relevant from the entertainment world. Other than that, people die all the time in the entertainment industry, and that's really it. We look back, we watch their movies, but they don't got no school after them. Ain't no street named after them. Like it really don't matter, So I just want to leave my mark on. I don't know what yet, but I don't want to be forgotten. Like that, I love that Beyonce song. I was here, because I was. Don't forget about me, bitch. Oh, baby, child, I can't.
Your wildest dream. I mean, not in a sense of an actual dream. Like coming up in life, sometimes we may have some lofty ass, ideas or thoughts. But so if you could do anything, if you could really live the biggest thing you could think of.
Bitch, are you serious? Girl, if I had it my way, Oh, bitch. No shade. If I had it my way, God, please. Please, God. Please, God, please. If I had it my way, I would be super rich, right? And I would just be on an island somewhere, fucking relax. That's all. That's my wildest dream is to be on a nice island with a nice mimosa, girl. I love water. With the water, here in the ocean, in a nice house with my man, and just paying it. Like I just, cause we all we do in life is work to die, work to die, work to die. Like, bitch, can I relax to die?
Okay, for real.
For
You are
real,
so
like
right about that.
that's my wildest. Just to fucking relax and chill. I don't want to do nothing, and that's what that's what me and my man we bond the most over. Is doing nothing. Me and him, we be in the bed sometimes, and we're just like fuck, and we just start dying laughing because he got to go to work, I got to go to work, and we're just like we don't want to do this shit. We don't.
I think the concept of work is extremely fucked up. Whoever came up with that concept, they should all burn in hell. They're probably in hell now. Because that's capitalism. I feel like anything that's close to deep capitalism like that, honey, they definitely got to be burning in hell. But I guess while it's here, we have no choice, I guess.
Wait, hold on. Can I respond to somebody real quick?
Sure.
Joshua said Marilyn Monroe isn't the only one remembered from that era. Okay, so who? Okay. All right, let's break this down because I'm a 60s girl. Who besides Marilyn Monroe from the 60s is really remembered from today that aren't politicians or civil rights activist people? Don't worry, I'll wait. You tell me right now.
Anne White.
Who?
Anne White, right?
Who the fuck is that?
I'm talking about Anne White, and she's a white woman.
And I don't know who that is. Who is that?
You know, a lot of black people, they don't really know too much about the white side of, the 60s and things like that. So a lot of people may not. The only thing that she had that I think black people will remember Marilyn Monroe by is the fact that she was, the Kennedy.
I'm saying who's Anne White though? Who's that?
No, I said and that she's white. That's what I meant.
Oh, and that she's yeah. No, when I say remember, okay, this is what I mean by remember. I mean, you could turn on a commercial. You might see. I know she started acting in the 50s, but I'm just Josh. I just feel like you like to nitpick at every fucking thing. Like this guy is crazy to me. What I'm saying, like I just don't understand. What I'm saying is you could turn on a commercial and you might see Marilyn Monroe in the commercial. If you go out to stores, you're gonna see Marilyn Monroe buttons or shirts. You go to H&M right now, you see a Marilyn Monroe shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't walk into H&M and see too many people on a shirt. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying.
I get it.
I haven't seen Joan Crawford on a shirt. You know what I mean? Like, love her down.
I can see Judy Garland though. That's the girl who did
the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz, yeah, that bitch. Okay, yeah.
Not that bitch. What? Why me, girl? She had the ruby red slippers, honey. Girl, what you mean? And the gays love her for some reason. I don't know what it is, but hey.
So the last question is, and I asked this to a lot of people I interview. You come across a lamp, you rub the lamp, a gay genie pops out, you're granted 3 wishes. What are those wishes and why?
Oh. Okay. Oh, that's such a good question. Damn. I know this might the first answer might sound crazy, but whatever. I would say immortality. And the reason why is because I don't want to be forgotten. So just in case I don't have enough time to cement my place in history, I need more time, bitch. Just give me more time. The second thing would be they're kind of like superhero powers, no shade, but whatever. The second thing would be like teleportation, because I just hate I just want to get somewhere. I just want to get somewhere, bitch. Like all of this, I gotta fly on a plane, take a car. Like I just want to snap my fingers and I'm in Tokyo. Like, girl, can we get there now? I mean, really. And the last thing would be I can't even say health because if I have immortality, then I guess I would be healthy, right? You know, assuming
Right.
that. The last thing I guess would be I'm torn, Bobby. It's either being able to really see through walls so I can be nosy, or to hear, or it would be like to hear people's thoughts. But then I'm like, maybe I don't want to hear people's thoughts because you know what I'm saying. So it'll probably just right. So it'll probably be like, could you imagine like walking down the street and you hear like thousands of thoughts? Like, no, I can't take it. So it'll probably be like to see through walls and shit. No,
Okay.
just because if I ever become single, you know, I gotta look at it. I could like just. Yeah, look at him in that shower. Oh, yes. Get my everlasting life, girl.
I know that's right. Well,
my favorite. I'm just reading the chat. I'm sorry. See, I do this too. You know, I'm sorry.
No,
my favorite sex position is it's very cliche, but I'm an ass man, and my man has a very nice ass. I ain't gonna hold you. So I like to see it. So I love doggy style. I love hitting him from the back and just looking at all that ass. It's just like, God is good, you know.
Are you guys married?
Hell no.
Is that something that you'd be interested in?
Girl, not right now. Maybe when I'm like 40, maybe when I'm like 45, 50.
Okay.
But I feel like a lot of people rush that shit. Like a lot of people put pressure on you like, oh, y'all together for 5 years. Y'all should get married. No, suck my dick. You don't have to live this life that I'm living, okay? This is why people get divorced. This is why people get divorced so fast, because they get married early. No, we all right.
I hear that.
I don't even want to have kids, really.
No? That was my next question. Even though I said we were done with the questions.
No, at this point, I'm just having a good time, you know?
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. No, I really, because people don't ask me these questions, you know? It's always other shit. I don't. Kids are way too much. Like, and I'm right now. I'm in my selfish mode where I got things to do. I don't want to bring a kid into this world if I can't really, really, really take care of them how I need to take care of them.
I hear you.
And I'm trying to struggle with a kid. Could you imagine? I got an interview to do, and this bitch in over there crying. I'll be back. I gotta go change somebody's diaper. Like, no, bitch, I got shit to do.
I thought that's right.
What about you? You want kids?
If I can cut through, this is where like adoption comes in, but then I keep thinking like, damn, because when I go, I don't have a bloodline to go on. So my shit's done and when I'm done. So I think in the words like, damn, I say I would just adopt someone that's like maybe 10 or 11 because I ain't trying to wipe no ass, child. I'm just going to be real. I'm not trying to deal with none of that bullshit. And I'm already an overprotective uncle. Imagine being a father. I would never get no sleep because I'll be hovering over my child, trying to make sure they still alive, bitch. You know, like I just could, the nerves would get to me too much. So like if I could like cut all that bullshit and adopt, or like maybe the mother hold on to that motherfucker or the other nigga, whoever holds on to that motherfucker for the first couple years, I just come around, child, you know, like a weekend baby daddy type of vibe. And then as the child gets older, then I'll play a more active role because I just don't want to deal with that first beginning shit. Even though I know that is supposed to be the best moments and all that, but girl, please.
Yes, and then who the fuck, like all these school shootings and shit, I gotta worry like where my kid at, like, you know, because I'm a bust up. Okay, see, we didn't touch on the ratchet side of TT, but let me tell you right now. I have fought a lot growing up. I will beat your motherfucking ass, and I mean that in the nicest way. That's why when people talk online, you know, I let people talk their shit. But baby, if I ever bump into certain people, I might be going to jail. Because I'm going to punch you right in your fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I would feel like if I had a kid and I get a phone call and somebody's fucking with my kid, I'm beating the kid's ass. I'm beating the principal ass, and I'm beating the parents' ass.
I know that's right. Period.
Okay. My last fight was almost today. Really, early in the morning, going to the store, and this fuck nigga who I used to be friends. Let me tell you, I was gonna do a story time live about this shit, but I'm on your shit, so let me do it now. Let me tell you this motherfucking story. I used to be friends with a certain nigga 2 years ago. I was at his apartment or whatever. We were, bonding, and I had $1,000 in cash in my pocket. I normally don't carry cash, but that day I had $1,000 in my pocket. Right now, on this side of town where he lived at, there was no weed available. So I said, fine, I'll just get my weed tomorrow. However, he had weed, but he didn't have no money. So I said, okay, you got weed, I got money. I'm gonna go to the liquor store and get his liquor. What you want? He said he want Fireball. I said, okay, I'll get you your Fireball. I'll get me my Tito's. Now my man at the time, my current partner, he lived up the street. So I got him, he wanted some Bacardi. So I go back to my friend's house with the liquor. We're smoking, drinking, having a great time. This nigga gonna tell me, Trap, I just want to say to you, you're a really good friend. Nobody comes to talk to me. Nobody comes to see me. Blah, blah, blah. Whoop-de-whoop. We're talking. Hours go by. It's like midnight now. I'm like, fuck, I never brought my partner his Bacardi. I said to my friend, I'll be right back. I go drop off the Bacardi. I come back. My friend is now asleep. He left the door open for me to come back in his apartment. He's asleep. And his apartment was a railroad type apartment. So when you walk in, his bed is right there. So I see him sleep. I can't leave because I can't lock the door. So I have to wait for his roommate to come in so she can lock the door. So I'm on the bed, just on my phone, minding my business. The roommate comes in. I follow her to the kitchen. We're having a good time. This nigga wakes the fuck up and starts yelling at me. Like going the fuck off on me. Like, get the fuck out of my house, nigga. You stole my weed. Oh my God. Motherfucker. And I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about? Still your nigga, I got $1,000 in my pocket right now. I don't suck my dick. Are you crazy? So I was like, you know what? He's really drunk right now. I'm not about to punch him in his face because that's my friend. Let me leave. We haven't spoken 2 motherfucking years since that incident.
Wow.
I'm on the phone today at the corner store. That nigga's in front of me. He turns around and he goes like this to me. Hey. And he tries to give me a fist bump in the store. Nigga, my lean back game was. I almost hit the lady behind me with my head. That's how far. That's how motherfucking far I leaned back. I felt like I was Fat Joe and Remy Ma. Lean back, bitch, girl. What? So I followed my. So I said to the because I was about to go next to order. I said, holla, 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 hold that order. I followed that nigga outside. I said, nigga, trying to fist bump me. This ain't the jerks. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't remember that? You don't remember that dusty ass shit that you pulled 2 years ago, nigga? When you said I stole your weed, and he tried to like laugh it off. I said, no, nigga, you owe me a motherfucking apology. Don't come up to me on some bullshit. He goes, and this is where I almost hit him. Thank God I didn't hit him. He goes, I'm sorry, and just to let you know, I found the weed the next day. I almost lost
he couldn't call you?
Shit. I almost lost my shit. It
pisses me off like it's a phone call.
He's a Capricorn though. And I know you are too, right? You're a Capricorn, right?
I'm a real Capricorn though.
What does that mean?
Because I'm transparent. Like I own my shit. If I fuck up, man, especially if the relationship means something to me, I'm gonna be like, hey girl, I was fucked up child, overreacted, but I found that bitch the next day. I apologize, for coming at you like that. That's what it means.
He's not one of those. He's very much like, even if he's wrong, he gonna take it to the grave. You know what I'm saying? But I almost, when he told me he found that shit the next day, bitch, I almost knocked him the fuck out on that sidewalk this morning. But I had my bacon, egg, and cheese to go get, so he lucky.
No, because people be throwing away friendships over foolishness, and it's just girl, please, like if it really means something to you, then have a conversation. Period. It's all. You'll be surprised. And why do you think I'm always ranting and raving about the web series girls? It's like, girl, if we find out once the girls sit down and we put the ego away and we have conversations, damn girl, That's all it ever took, just to be honest and be upfront. So if he really threw that 2 years away, nah, fuck that. That's what would piss me off too. Like that's why I'm gonna punch that nigga, because that's fucked up.
And what kills me is he's the type of person where he was like, then after that he was like, now he lives around me now, and now he lives around the corner. That motherfucker. He's like, oh yeah, I live around here now. If you ever want to like hang out, I was like, hang out.
So
I felt like Soldier Boy when he was like, Drake, hang out, nigga. What? Goodbye, raggedy bitch.
Yeah.
But I've dealt with a lot of raggedy bitches in my life. That's the problem. This is mad rag. I have so many stories about raggedy bitches, and people don't like to own this shit. Like if I fuck up, I'll own it. I'll take it. My fault. My bad. I'm sorry. Let's fix this.
Right.
People don't know how to do that.
Well, again, it's ego is pride, and it's also the admitting of fault. Because we don't, even it happens with me sometimes. I'm human, I'm talking about it, but I can walk in the awareness to say, like, okay, there may be like a grace period where I know that I overreacted on some fuck shit or whatever. So I'll give it a little minute, and then I'll be like, girl, you got to come out of this bullshit. You got to admit this shit. You got to call that bitch and be like, girl, my bad. So it's also in the arena of self too. But people are scared to address that part of themselves because the world has made it not okay to be vulnerable anymore. If you're vulnerable to people, it's a sign of weakness, and you end up, for some fucked up reason, you end up attracting raggedy bitches because they want to feed off of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just fucked up. You can't even be wholesome or nice anymore these days because motherfuckers will always try you like that. The world has made it unsafe to be genuine, and that's trash. And I think that's the ultimate plan. But I don't want to go into any of those.
No, I like it because I don't have. My thing is, because I don't have time for that. Wait, like the ultimate. No, I'm curious. See, now I'm curious. What do you mean, like the ultimate plan? What do you mean by that?
Well, I feel like humanity, when we look at who so-called started this, concept of the human life, child, and how we should live it, it's all about control and social control. And what better way to control than to create divisiveness? Therefore, you have racism, discrimination, and hate. All of that only purely exists, and all this violence. When you really think of the blood that has been drenched over this earth through the centuries, through the eons, ever since man stepped its raggedy, greedy foot and created the social constraints that still bind us to this day, that have us fighting each other, killing each other. The world, talk about world hunger. The girls in 2022 in one of the richest continents of the world, the beginning of life, if you believe the tea girl, is riddled in people living in mud houses, girl. There's no water. The girls are dying from things that we have cures for over here in 2022. Mm-hmm. There's profit in pain. There's profit in poverty. There's profit in having this separatist mentality, keeping the girls divided and hated. Every time a school shooter happens, hate to bring that up again, it's a white guy, right? Most of the time it's a white guy. We've learned to normalize that acceptance. So now we have these names. Every time a black person buys watermelon, it's expected.
I don't think it's us, like us.
No, it's humanity as a whole.
Okay.
And it's in the recognizing that it is the reason for white supremacy, child, that people want to say, oh, it's not a white thing. Yes, it is very much when you look at everything, child.
That's where I was going. That's where I was going. I was like, I don't really think it's like.
No, but see, the fact is that because of that social conditioning that the white slave masters put on our ancestors, it's kind of reaped its way over into us. That's why a lot of times in the black community, we address this crabs in a bucket mentality, or niggas that as soon as you start doing better, child, niggas don't want to fuck with you anymore. They start hating, they try to rob you, or they try to do some fuck shit to you, or put your name out in these streets in a negative light or whatever. It's like, damn, people can't be genuinely happy. It's the same when you look at it, Trap. It's the same way the slave master would instill a little bit of power to the nigga master that was watching the other niggas. It's that same kind of conditioning. I can't let you do this because you're gonna take my spot. I can't let y'all be better than me because you can't take my spot. Master's not gonna have favor over me no more.
Yeah, they're like these. What I was talking about was specifically the school shooting. Like when I hear that as a white person that did it, that shit ain't normal. I don't give a fuck how many white faces I see do it. It's not normal. And unfortunately, I feel like white folks, they're not gonna. If it was a black person to shoot up the schools, it would be that we would have gun reform. We would have some changes, but because it's a white person, they don't see themselves as a threat, even though they are the major threat. So they still feel safe. Like, okay, there was a fucking, like, I think like a Congress guy, some guy in power in politics, he got shot, and he still didn't want to do anything about these guns. It's like they're trying to take your life. Look at what happened at the Capitol. The girls stormed the motherfucking Capitol. They're trying to take your lives over Donald Trump and his bullshit. And y'all now y'all trying to downplay it. Because remember when it first happened, they were like, "Oh, I'm so scared of my life. I was afraid." Now those same motherfuckers are like, "Well, it wasn't a riot. Nothing happened. What are you talking about? It's on tape, nigga. It's on camera." Like what? Like these January? Did you guys watch the hearings? Like, did you watch the hearing? The January 6th
Honestly,
hearing?
I was so over it because if black people would have did that job, we would have been gunned the fuck down. We wouldn't have had a date to have a hearing. We'd be at the cemetery. That date would be our funeral. I was so infuriated by that whole experience because I'm just like, girl, when we as black people should have been burned that motherfucker down with no real repercussions. What's really happening to those people? Is anything just actually happening to them?
Nothing. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what do we need AK whatever for? What do we need that for?
We're not in the military. Civilians don't need those types of weapons.
We don't. And there was
that goes into that larger part when I already spoke about this on another live that I did a while back, where you have shows like Snowfall or these other like cartel shows that show you that the CIA from inception, ran by a white master and the girls, sat here and created these problems because there's profit in the division of a people. They introduced, just like they introduced drugs and violence into the black homes and the black experience to degrade them further, to take advantage and take control over them. They did that, and also by way of giving the drugs and guns to the cartels in Colombia and Venezuela and all the ways in South America, child, to control those black communities with those drugs because they were the distributors of the drugs and the guns. And all of this is created by white people. So when it's time to come in and play the savior of the day, the cleanup crews, the DEA, the FBI, all of those different tobacco, drug, whatever the hell their names are, child, all of those, the marshals, all the girls have these titles to come in and play save the day, even though they're the ones that create the problem. That is the biggest problem with this old facade America has put on, as if they are the white saviors. If that's the case, so why does every other country want us dead? Including the majority of the people who live within this country.
Let the church say amen, please. I agree, but hey, listen, I don't see the world changing anytime soon. So what can we do at this point, John? Just try to make it, we can make it if we try.
Make it through the night.
And I want to say really quickly before we get out of here, because there was a dusty, but not in this chat. There was a dusty bitch in another chat. In another chat that was like, "Oh, TTB, he's probably doing the reunion show for free." Let me tell you something right now. My motto is cut the check. I ain't doing a motherfucking thing for free. I ain't hosting shit for free. What, you thought because I'm not T.S. Madison that I'm not getting a check? Are you stupid? You thought because I'm not Ray that I'm not, or Iman, or whoever the fuck? I am TTB. My name ring bells, bitch, buzz me in. If the check wasn't right, I wasn't going. And I love chasing down. I do. But if the coin wasn't right, I can't say how much it was because, contracts and shit. But if the coin was not right, I would have said, no, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, girl, get the fuck out of here. What? What?
Business comes first.
Hell yeah, girl. What the fuck? Girl, I can't believe this or that in chat.
And plus, too, I already know Chasing has made a lot of money this season on her YouTube alone, child. those views surpass well their subscribership and well their first week of any season that they've had before. Usually it takes them a little minute to get 100,000 views well after a season is over. So congratulations, bitch.
Right, every week it's been like every week they're getting like 100K. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Is the reunion virtual? No, it's not virtual. It's in person.
Ooh, what are you wearing? Can you reveal that? Do you have an idea of what you're wearing?
I don't have time for anything custom, so unfortunately, I have to go to Men's Warehouse and just get like a tux and pay it. You know what I mean? So
Ariel O'Hara works very fast.
Isn't she in Texas though?
I mean, she takes measurements over the phone.
Okay, but how am I getting the outfit? You know what I'm saying? I'm in New York.
Mail it. She'll mail it to you.
I don't have enough time. It's not enough time in the world.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had more time, definitely.
Is there any exclusives that you can share with us, or would that be crossing the line?
Exclusive meaning what? Like, what do you want to know?
I mean, anything we can expect from the reunion, or have you got that far yet in that conversation?
Oh, I do know one thing. I can't say it though, so I can't go there.
Okay.
But yeah, I think if you were like to ask me more of a direct question, I would be able to answer because I can't think of any on top of my head. Like what would you want to know?
If I'm being honest with you, I'm kind of over the season already. It's like, girl, okay, I'm ready to go to bed now. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't really been keeping up for the past 2 episodes, to be honest. Well, this past episode, my bad, because I did review.
Oh, I think you're gonna love the last episode.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of healing.
Oh, the episode that just passed was the last one?
Not the one that just passed, right?
That's the last episode?
No, the next week is the last one, but you said you haven't watched the last.
Yeah, I didn't watch last episode. No, I didn't.
You didn't watch the one that just dropped?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. When you watch that episode, it's a lot of people were like bitching in the chat. And it's like, what the fuck do you want from me? Like, you want people to have drama all the time? Like, no, you need a balance. That's why this season has been my favorite season overall, because not only did you get the drama, you also got them working their asses off, and then we had the healing. They had a whole healing moment, like crying. Bitch, I cried. Like it was a mess. But I think from that point, you'll like it because everybody was being real transparent, and I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I think you need to watch that episode.
Okay.
And bitch, if anything, just fast forward to the end because nothing really happened in the beginning. Nothing worth wild happened.
Okay.
And you could just fast forward to when they start to put on the mask. You could just fast forward.
Okay. I'll think about it.
But I don't got no reunion exclusive yet until after it's over with.
Okay. Well, we gotta have you back then.
I just know they better have some AC.
In Darius, I will say they've had some pretty decent. Now that first venue, girl, that was a mess. But that second one too, where they was throwing the girls around with the chairs and stuff. But they usually secure pretty decent venues, and the girls be piling all that makeup on child. Remember when Travis was on that last season, honey, and he didn't get nothing on his stuff, so that's how I know the AC was pumping because he had all of that gold makeup and shit on, honey, and so did the rest of the girls, and none of it was leaking. So that let me know the AC was working.
I don't know because I see a lot of reunions and they be like waving themselves with I'm like, are y'all hot in there? Because I can't be hot. I sweat real fast, and bitch, if I'm wearing a tux, I don't know. They better figure it out.
You don't wear makeup.
I don't, but I still sweat a lot.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way.
And this is hot ass Atlanta, so bitch, listen.
Don't be pulling Mariah Carey talking about I need a fan with me everywhere I go.
Darling, please. Like,
I know that's right, bitch.
That's why I'm not wearing the wig. People like wear a wig. I'm like, no, bitch. I want me to die up one of them lights, girl. No, I am gonna have it on the side though, just in case I gotta pull her out.
I know that's right. I think it's gonna be a good reunion.
I'm just surprised you haven't asked me 2 questions. I'm not gonna answer them because you didn't ask me. So it's too late now. We're leaving, but I'm surprised you didn't ask me 2 questions. I'm surprised you didn't ask me what made me start wearing wigs. 1, And I'm also surprised you didn't ask me who was my favorite ever person, if I have one, like favorite person I've ever interviewed.
I actually was looking at my notes again, and it is on here. It is on here. I'll show you. It is on here. Can
I
you answer
believe
it?
you. I believe you.
No, I'm gonna show you. I'm that transparent. Hold on, what my notes at?
I believe you, Henty.
Yeah, it's right here. Oh, can you see?
No, we can't say it, but okay, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Who are your top favorite interviews and why? Child. What's my worst? Let's start with my worst interview. KSB. Shout out to KSB. Thank you for featuring me in Gabor magazine. Love it. But I just wanted more energy from him. But I guess he's just like a chill, reserved person overall. So it's not really his fault. But I just wish I had like more energy. And my favorite interview would have to be with a guy named Mickey Taylor.
Okay.
He's from the porn world, and at the time he was in a lawsuit. And they're using my interview footage in his lawsuit, by the way. So that's crazy. But I love that interview with him because he was just so transparent and just slaying the girls, because there's a lot of shady shit that happens in the porn industry. They drug the girls, they rape the girls, a lot of racism in the industry, and he called the girls out. He's in a lawsuit with the owner of Just for Fans. That's the only fans competition. And he called that, whew, baby.
I saw the interview you did talking about, was it Helix Studios, the owner, doing some nefarious things?
Oh yeah, with those two guys, yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one. Scandal.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Go ahead.
Any interview that didn't go the way you expected? Where you felt you were trying to pull some teeth, child?
I mean, every interview with Reese is like pulling teeth, and I love him. Now.
Girl.
Because Reese, and we love Reese. That's my boo. Like I got his number. We text. Shout out to him. That's my baby. But sometimes he don't want to say stuff, and I'm just like, Reese, come on, girl. Come on. Give it to me, honey. Give it to me. You're in a safe space, babe. Just give it to me. That's really
I agree.
all.
It's like this long ass walk around the park.
Yeah, it's like, girl, can we just sit on the bench and talk? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
My favorite recent interview, I loved Gardini.
I saw that one. That was really good.
That was a really good one, and
he cleared the kids.
And I'm looking forward to my interview with Ontario. Because I'm not his first interview. I think I'm his third interview. I know he did an interview with Troy, but that's his cast member, so he's not gonna really say much. Okay. He did an interview with Scotty and Jamar. Shout out to them. But Jamar works on his production team, so they're not gonna like grill him much. I'm the I'm the only bitch who's not on. I ain't on no team. So I'm gonna like ask the questions. And Reese said a lot. Gardini said a lot. So when I get him for the interview, it's going down.
You should try to sneak Kevon in there too.
What, like during his interview? No, that's crazy.
No. Like a separate interview.
Oh, I mean, I don't. Yeah, yeah, that would be great. But I don't really know. I don't know much about what I don't watch the shit we do for love, unfortunately.
It's pretty good, actually. I really enjoyed it. If I have reviewed stuff, that means I kind of enjoyed it. There have been other, moments of life, whatever. But I really enjoyed that. The first season was really good. The second season was like, girl, please. But it was funny. Noelle had a funny moment, one of the cast members, but that's neither here nor there. But I think
I'm sure it's a good job. I'm sure it's good, but in the words of Bubs to God, too much gay shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much gay. There's only so much gay web reality content I can consume. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot. There's so many fucking shows coming out left and right, and I'm like, my DM is blowing up all the time. Every single day was a new show popping up, and they're like TTV. I'm like, girl, that's why I just stick. I stick to Chasing and Gemini and The Heights. In Real Life and Philanthropy. And that's already too much. That's like 4 right now. Like, girl, it's a lot. Then we got Set It Off coming back. Shout out to them. Markel got his own fucking show. We got District 410. There's a lot of content for one bitch to consume.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Like, I'm also a lover of network television. Not so much reality. I used to love it until it just became too convoluted. Like, after those last 3 seasons ago, child, of the Basketball Wives and Real Housewives of Atlanta, it was like, girl, I was just overloaded with reality television. But that's why I only consume just a little bit of the LGBT stuff, because like you said, it's just like a lot of gay shit. And I love my Netflix and my Prime shows, child, and my network TV shows, because they get into it, honey. I love some scripted shit.
Let's do it. Let's name all the web reality shows, because there's so much. Okay. And if I forget any, then help me out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We got The Circle Atlanta, The Circle New York, The Come Up New York, The Come Up Miami, The Come Up Atlanta, G Status. We have fucking what am I? What Chasing Atlanta, Chasing Dallas, Chasing LA. Did I say District 410? I think Real Life and Philanthropy. That's already 10. We got that. We got The Heights. We got On the Way Up, Atlanta. We had Web Life. Like, the list just goes on and on and on and sorry for anything I didn't name. So many. God, it's a lot. It's a lot. And there's more coming. We got G Status LA coming. We got G Status Houston coming. It's a lot of shit coming. And shout out to them. They're back. Good for them.
Amen.
How do you feel about them being back?
I'm good either way. Like, no tea, no shade. Like, I've definitely, since the last live I did with Tremel, shout out to Tremel, and he was KL was in the chat. Like, although like I have a more understanding that it just wasn't all him.
Right.
Personally, I've already been on this bitch every other month. Girl, I'm over web series. Girl, I'm leaving the space, and girl, I'm just gonna do something else. I'm tired of doing that, so I'm not even. I hate to say it, I'm probably not even gonna give it a shot.
Right, I feel you. No,
and it's not because it's them; it's because I don't give a lot of girls a shot.
Right.
You feel me? And I'm getting to the place where I'm probably gonna stop reviewing Chasing as well. I don't know. I might just do interviews here and there, whatever. But reviewing, girl, I'm over it. I'm tired. Shit. It's the same when you really look at the concept of it all. It's the same shit every season. They're good. Don't get me wrong. Love them. I said in my reviews. I just think it's me. It's been a long time, and I'm just like over it.
You're just probably over the reviewing aspect of it.
Yeah. Let's put it that way.
I hear you. I hear you. That's why I really don't do review. I do like a little quick recap.
Yeah.
Because I feel like reviews are more. You go really in depth.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I have to give a quick little recap, and we're moving. And I'll play a clip, and we're gone. I can't. You know what I'm saying? But YB, I enjoyed this.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Lovely. Thank you so much for taking the time to have me on, and shout out to all the cousins who did come through and support the interview, and shout out to everybody who made the video, and shout out to Voyage magazine. I
wanted to mention that too. Like, you are covered on all of the things that I tried. Damn, I knew I missed that. No, I didn't actually. I think it's in there. It's in the end, right?
No, we didn't talk about Voyage.
No, I put it in the video.
Oh, I don't know.
I swore I did. I don't know, but I did mean to bring it up as well too.
Yes, I found out that first of all, they in order to get a Voyage interview, you have to be recommended.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I was recommended, But then the last 2 times, it was them just reaching out to me personally. And shout out to them because I was featured 3 times in a year. And that doesn't happen. Like, I don't know anybody else who was like one person who was featured 3 times in 12 months. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right.
That made me feel like a bad bitch, you know. And then shout out to Gabor magazine for naming me the hottest blog out here in his magazine. And then the award. Then the award, and now I'm hosting. So it was just like I can't say thank you to people enough.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
and we thank you.
Thank you so much, YB. And well, I guess I'm out this bitch.
All right. I really do appreciate you again. Your full transparency mode and the length of time. I think this is my longest in-depth interview, 3 hours. Well, there's probably like 40 minutes of me trying to fight my way back through the system of this raggedy ass computer, child. But
what computer do you have?
I have an HP, but it's like 5 years old, child. It's time to just go ahead and put this hoe to rest.
Oh, I got an HP too, so it's fine.
She gives me too.
All right. Well, you want me to drop? Do I drop down, or you gonna like just close it out? How you doing?
I'm just gonna close it out. Before I do, I just want to admire the chat. I really do appreciate everybody coming through. Thank you so much. Again, guys, have a good night. Be blessed and never stress. To my moderators, thank you very, very, very much. I really do appreciate y'all. I didn't see shit, and that must mean y'all was on it. Hello, God, and I appreciate y'all. And shout out to all the other content creators that came in. I know Ebby was in the building. I know Sean was in the building. I know a lot of other people in the building. Y'all know how it is when I interview. I like it to just be, nice flowing, and I'm glad that y'all had an opportunity to engage in this particular interview to get to know Trap a little bit better. All right. Be blessed and never stressed, y'all. Remember the health as well. Bye.
Bye.